Buffer 95% full. And now dropping. Good, good. We were going to start losing data there. Let's see here. Nodes 1 through 12 appear to be within acceptable parameters. Charging rate is acceptable. We will not be going bankrupt today. Transceiver temperatures are acceptable. We are green across the board for transmission. Greetings, wingmates. I hope that you are well, in whatever temporal situation you may find yourself in. Dio Brando AI, welcome to the convoy. And Sardriner, welcome, welcome. I see that, Dio, you are also utilizing your own particular transmission system. Excellent, excellent. I'm glad that I'm inspiring others to have their own consoles. Sardriner, welcome. How are you today? I hope that everyone is more or less doing above average. I say that because, yeah, sometimes not all days are above average, but that is how life is. Well, wingmates, today we will be continuing our art for Project Avatar, and I will plug that in the chat console. 1 second, please. There we go. And in essence, we are continuing to draw Carevbide. Here we go. The subject. We are doing an aerospace fighter. While previously we had done Battlemechs, this time we tried out something a little different and did a fighter. To, I suppose, show off Carevbide's direct nature, and especially how he supports his allies. And that is a lot of what Aerospace does in the Battletech game. You're doing great. How goes the space trip? Well, I'm doing another cargo run as always. We are approaching our jump point, as I picked up the cargo about 3 hours ago, and we are approximately 5 hours away from a safe jump radius. The gravitational well of this particular system is rather dense, relatively speaking. It's simply a very large pair of binary stars. Disembodied voices, welcome to the convoy. Good to see you here. Alright, so why don't we move on to the simulation room, and I can open up Krita if it will, again, behave, as it frequently has some significant issues treating its, respecting me. And Miwa, welcome to the convoy. So let's go. Alright, wingmates, let's see what we can do about awakening Krita. Let's see here. Come on, my friend. Don't let me down. Here we go. Go. Wakey, wakey. Come on, come on. Well, we'll have to give that a minute. Yes, yes. Well, I will again repeat that I do hope that everyone is doing quite well today. I am enjoying myself as I was finally able to run a simulation of a mountainous ride using a replica of my KLR 650. And that definitely, although simulated and unable to replicate the actual experience of riding a motorcycle, it was, of course, enjoyable. Krita, we're going to have to talk about this. Krita. I apologize, wingmates. Let me try this again. There we go. That should do much better. Yes, it was nice indeed, Sardriner. Even a simulation can improve one's mood significantly, as sometimes the neurons cannot tell what is reality and what is data from a supercomputer. Come on, come on. You have this. Open broadcasting software, you are a champion. You are poggers. You are my little pog champ, and you can load this program. Come on, come on. There we go. Fantastic. Wingmates, I hope that you can see what it is that I am broadcasting now. All right. So, resuming where we left off. Ooh, my goodness. Would it be 2 weeks ago now on Terran time? Then again, we still use the standard 24-hour day, even in the Far Suns Coalition. Let me say this: technical debt and legacies are very important to software, and changing them around for no reason is pointless. And although many locations have their own specialized day lengths, we still prefer to use the standard Terran hour. Excellent, thank you for confirming the visuals. So, we are going to continue our art for Carevbide, who we have been transforming into an aerospace fighter. So one thing that we must take into account is the mustache here, which we need to incorporate. And I think that because of the way this design is super sleek, we may have to do it as nose art, literally. We may do a mustache right here, because I think that would actually be appropriate. A lot of aircraft, at the very least those where the unit commander allows it, or at least the pilots and the ground crews do not disobey the commander, there will oftentimes be art on the nose cone or other locations on any given craft. While this does add weight, and of course, however minor weight that is, it and of course promotes dysregularity within uniform, it is something that does encourage many individuals. So, this aircraft was modeled after the F-15 Eagle, and of course the F-15. Oh my goodness, what was the name? What was the designation of the particular technology demonstrator that this advanced version of the F-15 Eagle was, with the vertically vectored thrust, and of course the canards on the fore. So this is actually an aerospace fighter, and here's the record sheet that we came up for it. It appears that the name of this aerospace fighter will likely be the Carve Bomber, but that poll was not fully concluded since I did not complete art. So, if anyone has not voted on this, I actually still have the poll active. And allow me to paste that in, Wingmates, and you can contribute. The active. Active as in the F-15 Eagle variant? It may as well be. Right now I do not have a reference open, but I'm sure that even a brief look at the Wikipedia page for this would confirm or deny this. Attenborough and TK, welcome to the convoy. It is great to see you here. I hope that you are well. Alright. So, the weapons that we had on board were a singular HAG-40, which is a rapid-fire Gauss cannon, represented by the triple barrel under the nose of this craft. We pulled some of the A-10 Warthog's energy into this. Twin LRM-20 missile launchers, mounted in the nose, well, the body/nose. We're going to be doing the design in a very Itano circus way. Twin ER medium lasers facing forward and twin ER medium lasers facing aft. And there it is. Let's see, what is our heat dissipation? Let me take a look at this. Total heat dissipation 20, and our heat generation is way above that, so we cannot fire all weapons at the same time. They attack my homeworld. Alaric, welcome to the convoy. Comfy mech plane design stream. Yes, the main thing that the aerospace fighters share with their battle mech cousins is materials types, weapons types, and of course the fact that they both run on fusion reactors. But otherwise, there are quite a number of differences in the design. And yes, here are the HAG rifles. Ooh, I should do a cut-off nose for the barrels, and of course add these ridges. But that is the details that we will be doing in this particular line art. Alright. So, Wingmates, I think that some music would be nice since we are not focused entirely on any sort of deep design. So let me see if I can pull up my SciTube here. 1 second, please, Wingmates. Oh my goodness, I misspelled that completely. SciTube. Here we go. Let's log in to my account and find my channel. Here we go. There it is. Fantastic. All right. I think that will do for now. Here we go. Allow me to open up the music text here. Oh, is the side tube still active? My goodness. I'm going to kill the playlist here. And reload the page. Oh, good, good. Nothing is playing now. Excellent. All right, here we go. Music. So, Wingmates, there is this SciTube link if you would like to listen along to whatever it is that I am playing. All right, allow me to find an acceptable playlist here for me. I think I will do something a little different than my usual mix. Let's see here. Let's go with Deus Ex remixes. I've been feeling some Deus Ex remixes. Let's see, Conspiravision. You know what Conspiravision will do for now, I think. Fantastic. There we go. That should be more than acceptable. Oh, did I have audio input capture? I need to disable that. There we go. And here we go. So, Wingmates, I'm going to begin firing up the SciTube. Hopefully this will not explode on me. Although I cannot guarantee anything. Go. No, that did not work correctly. I'm going to have to share the playlist specifically. Go. I apologize, Wingmates. Okay. Sometimes technology does not behave. Let's try this again. All right. There we go. That actually worked correctly. Here we go. Hopefully this will work. So yes, the SciTube is up if you would like to listen in. All right, so in regards to... Oh, do behave. There we go. It's behaving now, I think. So in regards to what we are going to continue doing with this, I would like to do some line art to complete this design. Well, we do have the launchers back here. We do need to add some greebling, I suppose. Apologies for the hiccup, Wingmates. Okay, so yes, side tubes are working. So, we'll need to modify the line art here. We're going to have to change the way that this nose here works. As right now it is a little bit, it doesn't have the slant that we want. So we'll have to adjust that. We will also want to add some details to the nose to indicate paneling, as this craft is very unlikely to be a singular smooth piece of material. Let's see here. Gorian, welcome to the convoy. Grumpy tonight. Tried to run mission 3 times in Digital Combat Simulator. I'm sorry to hear that you are having issues with that. What sort of problems were you experiencing? Crashes or something else in the simulation? Alright, let's see here. Okay. So let's finish that line art. So allow me to prepare my workspace here. Hopefully I will have no issues with my simulated tablet, as I have been previously having. Do behave, do behave. Okay, here we go. So, we need to definitely expand this palette here for our layers. Okay. Digital Combat Flight Simulator crashed. Excellently Jettison Academy trying to leave airstrip after spending 20 minutes plotting course for Vigan Data Autopilot cartridge. Computer froze again after remapping route again. My goodness, that is very frustrating. I can see why you are no longer trying, as if that takes that much time to set up, it would certainly be painful. Are there saves that you can do, Gorian? Rory, welcome to the convoy. 3D printing can do some amazing things. It's not out of the question to be a monocoque design. Yes, that is the case. Although many Battletech designs oftentimes do have I suppose, what could be described as paneling. Although, at the very least with Battletech, I have not seen much in terms of how would I describe it? In terms of 3D printing, it's a technology that has almost never been mentioned in my experience. Okay, so let's take a look at our line art, our vector line art here, and let's adjust this nose to actually be the way we want it to be. So what we want is we want a skew. Let's see here, what kind of skew can we get? And this skew is to indicate that the barrel is angled sideways. In fact, we could actually probably... okay, so the barrel will skew here. So what I want to do... And this might actually be a little bit challenging, as I don't think I have done this before. So let's take our morph tool. Oh, no, that's selected far too much. That is unacceptable. Let's try this again. Come on. Let's deselect that, and let's actually... Oh, I see. The primary issue here is that the vector tool does not do this very well. Ah, Hartley, welcome to the convoy. I am doing quite well myself. Hartley, I was able to do a simulated motorcycle ride, which has greatly helped me with my relaxation. How are you, Hartley? Alright, let's see here. Have any of you wingmates done anything that has allowed you to distress recently? If not, I would highly recommend it, even if it comes at the cost of other certain, I suppose, time availabilities, as you may need it more than you suspect. Okay. So, how will we do this? Art is a great de-stressor. Hello, Birdmoz, welcome to the convoy. Yes, it is indeed, although sometimes it can be frustrating. Let's see, can we do... Let's see here. Select paint layer or a mask. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see here. What am I even doing? I wish I knew. Oh, we're doing another spline. No, we don't want a spline. What we could do is we could draw a straight line. No, that does not work. Also, we are using the wrong color. And we draw a straight line, and that layer is filled in correctly. So let's draw a straight line here and see what we can do with it. Also, we should be a little bit thicker, I think at 4 pixels wide. So let's take our solid brush and go up to 4 pixels. Let's see here. Bike ride to the most famous greasy spoon in Montreal with 2 friends. Ah, Rory, that sounds excellent. What kind of meal did you get at this particular greasy spoon? Do you have a favorite that you like after a particular physical exertion? The river? The river in reference to what, Gorion? Not too bad. I've been doing a lot of writing now that spring break is here. Which name won again last time? The Carve Bomber? I believe so. The Carve Bomber has won, if I recall. But allow me to throw up the poll again. And, of course, the SciTube is up right now, and I'm listening to some Deus Ex music. Although I think I will probably switch to something different shortly. Or not shortly, but once the playlist is up. Here you go. There is the poll. And I believe Carve Bomber has indeed won for the time being. Okay, so why don't we mess around with our spline tool here, since I'm having issues with getting these ovoids shaped the way I want them to. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the tool that I want, the point editor. There it is, and what can I do with the point editor? I want to make this a curve point. Oh, yes, that is very powerful. Oh, yes! Your appointment to FEMA will be confirmed within the week. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we can do that, worst comes to worst. But I would rather not. I would rather skew an ovoid shape myself. That is not a good conical cross-section, although it might actually be what we want. And then we can remove the rest of it. But for now, let's just move this away briefly. Move this spline away. Instead of the spline tool, I think we'll have to manually make all of the splines. Oh my goodness, I did not actually propagate the SciTube link there. There we go. Use the command !music for the SciTube link. I do apologize, wingmates. Okay. Ah, yes, there we go. It does work. What is this? What is this little component here? I'm going to delete that. I think that was erroneous. So what I will do is I will attempt to take a circle and I will test out some point manipulation on it. Let's see here. Oh, I see. So that is actually very different. What is going on here? So what happens? To path? Okay, so we can actually manipulate it using the pathing tool, which might be what we want in this case, since we do not have rotation and skew readily available to us. I think that will be okay. Malakara and Komodo, welcome to the convoy. It is great to see you here. And Carevbide is a hype name indeed, Komodo. Today we are actually I'm using a tablet. Although I am using a lot of vectors. I am simulating a Huion tablet within my virtual workspace. Let's see here. What is that? What is this? I want to know. Before my body is dry from Kill la Kill. I want you to know. I don't remember the rest. Okay, let's see here. That is clearly not transparency mask. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. That is not supposed to be a part of my canvas. But worst comes to worst, if we cannot get rid of it, we will simply layer it into oblivion. Although it may be in normal line art. Okay, so it's somewhere in line art. It's not there. So this is... It's not due to the vector mask. It is somehow in here. That is actually very, very strange. I'm very concerned about where this little element has come from. Very strange. I like how Susan is an option. I do not remember how Susan ended up as an option, Rory. I think that was somebody mentioning my dissatisfaction with some of the issues with YouTube, perhaps. But nevertheless, I think Susan is perhaps not the most appropriate title for a Carevbide bomber or a Carevbide fighter. All right, so let's try this again. Let's save the canvas. There we go. Document saving. It's already consuming quite a bit of RAM. So wingmates, what sort of details do you like to see on your fighters? If we take a look at the F-15 that we are using as inspiration, the nozzle cones for the engines definitely have these various flaps, which we will be adding. There are oftentimes these various pitot tubes and sensors, along with nav lights. And I think nav lights is something we should, of course, add. Here's the pair of nav lights on the Eagle. And here's the tail nav lights. Might be a good codename, Project Susan. I guess that could be a cover name, but I do not know if Carevbide would appreciate his mech being called Susan, or his aerospace fighter. There's also an interesting, I suppose, sensor located right here, on this edge of the horizontal stabilizer's root. Very interesting. I never noticed that before in this particular design. Let's see. So we do have our edges here from our plating, which forms the fighter itself. We do have various indicators, like do not step here, where a weapon is, that sort of thing. Unit markings and camouflage. So we can definitely add some of those, but that is not so much line art of the actual body itself as it is in the independent line art. Just so we do not have issues with that. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, so I really want this hag to have this chopped down nose right here. And it looks to be a very, very slight conical section. Not at all very, very significant. About a maybe 15 degree, 30 degree, maybe a 30 degree chop off. So what would that look like on this side? It would mean that we would have a bit of edge here that is also going to be adjusted. And the more I think about this, but yes, no, it would actually affect the entire profile of this. It would be ovoid, but also modified. So why don't we try another vector component here? We're going to draw as close as we can to a circle. And then what we will do is we will actually begin modifying the path after first bringing it into position. Let's bring it into position. That is roughly where we want it to be. And let's convert this to a path. So, oh my goodness, it is misbehaving once again. There we go. No, no, no. Tablet, do not do this to me. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Freya, welcome to the convoy. Добро пожаловать в конвой. Что ж, партия ДНД длилась 6 часов. Через 4 после окончания игры мне вставать. Дорогой, я начинаю видеть преимущество в житии, нежитии. Черт побери. Да, D&D это очень длительная вещь. И, конечно, сон теряется с D&D, к сожалению. Угу. Моя богиня? Да, я тут. Что-то нужно? Ваше присутствие — это все, что нам нужно. Methodox, welcome to the convoy. How many languages do you know, Spacer? Let's see. Well, I do know the Russian tongue, as that is in essence I suppose a cultural holdover from some of the earliest astronauts, and there is something akin to, I suppose, what can be described as cosmonaut worship. Gargarin is treated as a saint for his contributions to spaceflight. I do not know if I like what I'm doing here. This is not the optimal way to do this, but the vector layer is giving me more trouble than I anticipated. This is lopsided. This is very lopsided. I believe it, Myth. Spacer's a polyglot. I can vaguely speak the Spanish tongue, but only in a very poorly learned academic manner. Окей, считай забыты. Я тут на время всего стрима. И это угроза. Я трясусь от страха, Фрея. я буду стараться не раздражать вас тогда. Freya is threatening to be here the entire stream, so I am assuaging her that I will be polite and not attempt to not irritate her. Okay, I do not like how this is turning out. I am going to have to do something different with the vector layers. Slightly rotated circle would work for that. Yes, indeed, Rory, it would. The issue I'm having here is Krita. I have a vector layer here. And once again, the tablet does not want to behave. Please, tablet, do behave. Oh, no. Okay. I'm gonna pull the stylus very quickly. 1 second, please, wingmates. Even in simulation, this is a problem. See, that is basically my French level. I can speak and read and write it, but I cannot understand anything when I listen. Yes. I think I can understand more when I listen to Spanish language broadcasts, but I cannot formulate a sentence as well orally anymore. I know how to say, I don't know how to speak in many languages. Hardly, that is a good skill. That is a very good skill to have. It's all just vowel sounds. Oh yes, French is a little bit strange in that regard. I suppose to those uneducated, or I suppose not versed in it. What is it you're attempting to do? I'm trying to rotate a circle. See, the thing is, I have pressed down on my stylus, and it should release, and there we go, it has. I'm simply having issues with sensitivity. You might want to switch to mouse emulation now. My French is read-only. Well, read-only is already pretty good, Rory. Yes, so I'm having some issues with my particular tablet, so I will have to endeavor to be a little bit more careful. And I do not... Yes, this is Krita, Mala. This is Krita. And I am very much... am enjoying the program, even though it does have its glitches sometimes. But it's no big deal. Alright, let's see here. So... let's try this again. And now it's misbehaving utterly. Come on, come on. That is not at all what I wanted. All right. Let's go back to a proper pixel size. There we go. Three pixels. No, 4 pixels. We want 4 pixels in this case because that is how thick our lines are. Ты играл в D&D? Расскажешь? Я играл в D&D версия 3.5 в Pathfinder и в 5-ю версию. Но, честно говоря, я чуть-чуть выгорел на D&D из-за того, какие у меня предыдущие группы были. Я больше играл в sci-fi... my goodness. Pen and Paper игру на базисе Fallout 1 and 2. И еще в Savage Worlds. В прошлом. Let's see here. Bunzel, welcome to the convoy. Let's see, I used to work on Krita before switching to Clip Studio Paint. Mala, how do you feel about Clip Studio Paint versus Krita? Is there... What do you prefer in that regard? Have you tried not playing D&D, Ivan? I no longer play D&D, Bunzel. I do not. I am somewhat burnt out on D&D 5th edition specifically. I do not know if 3.5 would rekindle my interest in it, but something about 5th edition does not sit well with me, and I am not one to deny that. And yes, Juanita Tula, aka Dippy, we are back on our drawing shtick. And if my tablet would behave, we would be continuing forward merrily. Let's see, and I understand that many people enjoy D&D 5, and I have nothing against it as a system. My primary issues are mostly personal. I enjoy games with a different sort of pacing, and D&D 5. Once I resolve this particular stylus issue, I will get back to you, wingmates. 1 second, please. Will I have to simulate a different tablet in the near future? I may have to. If I'm being honest, I haven't drawn that much digitally to be able to tell the difference. At the end of the day, most programs, as long as they have layers and brushes, they will do about the same thing. The default brushes on Clip Studio Paint are better. I would imagine. Sometimes open source software does have issues. Okay, there we go. Okay. How long must we suffer, wingmates? How long must we suffer? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to select this vector. We're going to begin scaling it. Hopefully. Okay, what will happen now? So we do that. And we have not destroyed... No, we destroyed everything. We absolutely cannot do that. We have to do a separate vector layer for these skews. Great, that will be interesting. I've never had a campaign last long enough to get tired of any version. I see, Methodox. That does happen from time to time. Although I did not have a full campaign with 5e, my experience with 3.5 compared to 5e has led me to tire of 5. Thief! Welcome to the convoy. It is great to see you here. How are you doing? Raiders, welcome. Tablet pen failed wire, indeed. Thief, what have you been doing today? I have, once again, not been paying attention to my FF transponder beacons. So I am somewhat of an ignoramus at the moment. But I do hope that you're well. Tablet, curse wares, Simpinwire. So 5e is a mode from what I've heard. I'd stay away from all D&D and Pathfinder similar at this point. Yeah, that is something of my issue. Actually, one RPG system which is very hard, which is very difficult in some sense, is and also very obscure, that I do enjoy, is, what do they call it? Fantasy Trip. It's by Steve Jackson Games, and it uses a hex grid and a very, very lethal combat system. I would need to play it again to describe how it feels, but it is very brutal. It is fast, it is engaging, and it is highly detailed. Fief, you were playing Guitaroo Man. I have seen a bit of that game. It is very interesting to me. Let's see, and then played a little bit of Tekken. Very nice, very nice. you are in that Tekken tournament, or has that already happened? I know there's been a couple of fighting game tournaments, and I have not been able to keep up with them. I tend to use it for pixel work rather than for vector work, and it also really works well. I also tend to use 16 colors and work on images around 1600 by 1200. That's probably what I've been running into, why I've not been running into issues. Ah, I see, I see. Yes, that does not usually push too much. Hope you're not suffering too much with your layers. Oh, I'm not suffering very much. My main issue right now is that vector layer transforms are limited to the entire vector layer, so I'll have to make multiple vector layers, unfortunately. So what I will do now is I'm going to take this next vector layer and play around with it a little bit here. I'll move it here. Actually, I will select a much smaller area on this vector layer, and I will move the transform. And now I will begin skewing it, I think. So tool options, we're going to shear it. So we're using the shear tool. Let's see. That looks about right with the shear. So there we go. That is actually sort of what we want. So let's go back to this original vector layer. Oh my goodness. Let's undo that. Control all. And ooh. No. Cease and desist. We are using the wrong tool. We need to use the picker tool. So let's grab that old garbage that we have and move it away. There we go. That is roughly what we want, wingmates. That is roughly what we want. So let's go back to vector layer 6, which we'll rename shortly, and continue our skew operation. So what we'll need to do is we will need to select this once again and go back to our skew tool. And actually, I shouldn't fiddle with this too much more, because it is essentially perfect how it is. I like that look. Okay, that is actually decent. Let's see here. Shady, welcome to the convoy. It is good to see you here. The Fantasies Trip is from 2019. Yes, that is a republished bundle. They did release it. Let's see here. It was Soul Calibur 6. I got dumped in that, though. It's okay, Fief. If I was presented if I was made to fight in any sort of fighting game or stick fighting game, I would fail dismally. So you probably did better than I did. But Tekken seems to have an interesting following. I've never really played much Tekken myself, but that is not due to lack of trying, perhaps, I suppose, as I have visited virtual arcades before. But yes, Shady, I am doing quite well myself. May I ask how you are doing in this fine Terran evening in the Pacific Daylight Time zone? Of course, this is not applicable to everyone. Let's see, I'm going to use the vector tool here, actually. So let's adjust this line art here. There we go. And let's adjust this line art. Come hither. There we are. Something is still off right here. I do not know what this artifact is coming from. Приходите к нам в пати. У нас есть ёбанутая Сакуя, нежить киллер, с которым у меня пейринг, насквозь святой святоша, из-за которого через 2 партии нам будет быть правитель этой страны. О! Напыщенный козел, ненавидящий слабых, и меня он в эту категорию вписывает, и одинокая, недоверчивая, алхимичка, то есть я. Спасите меня от них. Понятно. Так что партия малость чокнутая. Да, я понимаю это, конечно. А насчет D&D я не знаю. Как бы, если группа хорошая, мне это нравится. Правда, меня система, если это 5-я версия D&D, она даже с хорошей партией мало сводит. Так что мне надо будет подумать. Но спасибо огромное за предложение. Все характеры, которые вы описали, очень интересные на взгляд. I came from a corpse side tube, so I'm feeling pretty amazing. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Shady. Those are an excellent place to be. I unfortunately was not able to cache the latest one. Carevbide, welcome to the convoy. Fly me closer. I want to hit them with my electric shotgun. Yes, your magneto-electric shotgun indeed. And yes, I am listening to some Deus Ex on the side tube. Yes, the poll. Let me see if I have it in my clipboard here. I do not have a poll redeem, unfortunately. Not a redeem. There is no command, alas. But there's the poll. Right, wingmates. So, it appears that I will have to do this in order to make the guns barrel like this. Hope you're not... I hope you don't mind me asking. You're trying to do this, right? I see that you made a little... Let's see here. One second, please, wingmates. If you'll give me a moment. There we go. I hopefully that cleared that out, Malakara. I apologize for the duration that took. There we go. And I think you're not timed out, Mala. I do apologize. That was a little rude, but because there's no option in YouTube. But this is not YouTube, so there's some options that are missing. I'm hanging this over your head forever. Oh, Shady. Forgive the man. Forgive the man. Let's see here. Okay, so I will need another vector. So this is my hag muzzle 1. So I'm going to need another hag muzzle. Oh, this is going to get very annoying. Oh, no, that was a vector layer. Good. Vector layers don't take up nearly as much RAM as raster layers do. And this will be hag muzzle 2. Hag muzzle 2. There we go. Yes, let's see here. Дорогой, было бы прекрасно. Но у нас в партии 3 раза в неделю. По 9 p.m. по-московски. Не думаю, что для тебя это было больше в формате шутки. В эту пати уже очередь из желающих впустить. Джем мне не дает больше 5 игроков. Это, конечно, понятно. Игра, где больше, чем 5, это уже проблема. Я прекрасно понимаю. Так что правильно GM делает. Это очень правильно. Hag Chads, yes, Gale. Very much so. И, конечно, московское время для меня это сложновато. Hag Chads indeed. Alright, let's see. So Hag Muzzle 2 will be down here. So let's make a circle and then begin skewing it into position. And at this point, I do not care that I'm utilizing primarily vector art because it saves me some energy. Okay, let's see here. So this muzzle will be something like this and skewed like this, but also contracted significantly. So going from here, but will the muzzle actually be visible from this angle? I do not think it would actually, potentially. Let me do the skew here. Let's skew that a little bit differently. Oh goodness, it won't even let me adjust the length properly anymore. Okay, so we go to the center. Fit our muzzle in here. Let's see, no, not this way. Too much skew. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. It would probably actually be a... Let's see here. Malakara, welcome back, welcome back. No worries, no worries. I cleared out your previous text, Malakara, so don't worry about it. Okay, so you have Krita, and let's see, so we have that red bit there. Let's see here. I want to ask if this is what you were trying. Yeah, well, Malakara, what I am trying to do right now is I'm trying... You see that how these Hag pewter models have a slight cutoff? They have a slight bevel to the muzzle? That is what I'm trying to do. Ничего не знаю. Та нежить, с которой у меня пейринг, ведет игру с 40 участниками. Правда, там и GM3. И он не жит, и он не жить. Он, он устать не может. А, понятно, понятно. Не, ну тогда все понятно теперь. Если это ситуация, то гораздо легче с 40 игроками вести игру. Я, конечно, предпочитаю меньше игры в размере. Легче говорить тогда. You're probably right. Only see the rightmost edge of the thick circle. Yes, potentially something like that. Okay, so why don't we try one more skew operation? Actually, I'm gonna do a sketch here first. So what layer was this? Well, I don't know what this layer is, but I'm going to use it for my sketching anyways. So let me grab a color and let me grab a brush. Okay, so what I want. So here's our. Please work. Please work. Oh no, I understand why it's not working. There we go. So what we have here is we have the center of the muzzle. We have the center of the muzzle. And we have a point here that is mandatory. And then we have a point along the bottom, which will concentrically. So if we look here, then. Okay, so we need to figure out how far this point is. So we will need to draw a line going down. And we will need to figure out how high it is. Let's see here. So the elevation is. We draw a construction line here. So it's roughly like that. So that gives us our rectangle. Okay, so that is our rectangle line. And that means, let's see here. Ничего не знаю. Okay. So here's our center here. Although that doesn't matter too much. So okay, so it's only this far back, really. It's only this length. So if we go down here to this barrel, and we go back about yay far, then we can actually draw our drop down. I think we can, yes. So that means that the muzzle will look something like this, I think. Because the perspective is a little bit different. So because this one is closer to us, so let me just double check my logic here. So this is the furthest out point. Has a radius about like that, but of course perspective is skewing everything here. Oh my goodness. As you can see, wingmates, my art skills are not sometimes up to par. But I am trying to use my construction skills. So let's see. I've drawn vertical because vertical axis is always going to be the same for me. And then I can actually draw the horizontal intercept. But okay, so I have my horizontal intercept here. So I can make my little rectangle, which represents this. And the horizontal crosses with my vertical here. No, here's the issue. Here's the issue. If I go back, I should have gone all the way back here to the muzzle end. Okay, there we go. Now that should be more representative of the distance. So the actual distance would be something more like this. And so the long, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I need to clear that out. Okay, let's try that again, wingmates. So here is our center line. Here is our bore axis center line. Here is our point on the gun that we want to replicate the distance thereof. Okay. This is making no sense to me. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so we go down and we go up. So because our vertical axis is constant. So is our horizontal axis. It is only this axis that has a different perspective. So how do we figure out where it intercepts? I don't know if we do. Let's see, so this right here... That's right, we actually have to figure this out. Кстати, лишь нам быть будут из-за того, что Святоша Эльф, ему 25 в игре, отказался отдать вампирище ХП которой больше моих в 10 раз. Чертов амулет, об который она бы убилась тупо. Его нейтраль и зло поднимать не могут. А, понятно, понятно. Теперь надо ждать древнейшего вампира этого мира, который придет по нашей душе. А я эти души еще и спасать хочу. Как считаешь, это совсем бесполезно? Зависит от механизма правил, я думаю. Если И, конечно, если какие-то модификации гейммастер делал в игре для этого. Я не совсем знаю, если это как это возможно. Потому что я просто никогда не пробовал души вырывать из людей в D&D, особенно зависимо от версии D&D. Возможно, это не совсем уж и бессмысленно, но надо знать механику, чтобы понять, какие уровни в разных скиллзах надо иметь, чтобы это было даже физически возможно, когда кости кидаешь. Вы все еще в D&D? А я не играю в D&D. Это Фрейя играет в D&D. Okay. It was a bit of a, I suppose, a rules and an action question from Freya about D&D. Понял. Извиняюсь. Не буду перебивать. Так. Okay, so I am losing my mind with this attempt at figuring out where this particular bit of muzzle should be located. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw another construction line representing the outer radius. Okay, so what does that mean to me? That means to me that this is my construction line that I need to follow. No. Okay, so this is where it projects onto here. Oh my goodness. Roll versus save versus crying. And if you fail hard, you cry. How hard you cry. Well, I am currently crying now because I am dealing with this. Ну, если в смысле партийного прямо сейчас. Я так, да. Сессия все еще идет. Понятно. Да, я все прочитала. Сколько кофе вы все выпили? Accusations of high coffee consumption, I see. Okay, let's see. So this goes out to here, and horizontally it would project down like this. Oh, relative distances. Malakara, thank you for the cat box. Let's take a look at this. Yes, that is essentially what I am trying to do. The main issue is I am trying to get some of the alignment as geometrically accurate as I can, but very much so. I could try doing tiled squares. My issue is not so much that I am having an issue skewing. The issue is I essentially, I might try something a little bit different here. I might use construction lines. So here, let me use a different color for this. So instead of doing what I was doing before, what I might do is I might use a set of construction lines. And what I will do then, let's see here, will that behave? So here are my construction lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a certain distance, and that will be my elected cutoff point for all of these guns. Ну, я лично последний час была мертва внутри. А потом меня уложили спать. Ловлю своих тиммейтов. Люблю своих тиммейтов. Let's see here. It's about accuracy. A little bit. But Malakara, I totally see your point, and very much thank you for the drawing. Because that is what I would do, but I'm trying to make this... I have been a little bit obsessive with the way I've been doing this particular fighter. So I think I want to reserve just a little bit more obsession for what I am currently doing. Although I think I may run out of patience very shortly. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I'm actually gonna I'm gonna readjust this to my needs. So what I will do is I will actually mark where the cutoff will be. So the cutoff I will declare to exist here, at this point on the gun. And will it behave? Will it behave? No, it won't, because I'm using the wrong thing. I'm not using the brush. So this is my cutoff here. So what I will now do is I will attempt to draw a vertical alignment. Oh my goodness. This would be so much easier if I was using a proper tool for this. Yeah, that is actually unnecessary. So I'm actually going to go to the vector layer. Oh, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to do this? So I'm going to add another construction vector layer. I'm going to go to my Lineart layer, to my Lineart vector layer, and I will select these two right here. Oh, don't move. Control copy. Now we go to our sketch vector layer, and we paste them, and we will move them roughly here. There we go. And I will color them red. So tool options line should be some kind of red. Okay, and then I'll go back to my sketch vector layer. I will grab another one of this, and I will move that here. So now we have our construction lines. Oh, this is making me lose my mind. Незаймес, добро пожаловать в конвой. Ку, бро, как дела? Дела у меня идут. Я малость сажу с ума из-за того, какие линии мне надо здесь делать, чтобы все правильно отметить. Но зато неплохо, неплохо. Как у вас дела, Незнамус? Let's see here. Okay, so this is actually exactly what we wanted, Wingmates. This solves our entire problem splendidly, because now we know where the markings should be. And this is too steep of a cut, so we will actually pull this back. We're going to select our vectored layer, and we are going to maneuver it along our gun axis. Oh goodness, we actually made a little bit of a whoopsie there. Let's see here. This needs to be more down. Actually, no. That's fine, that's fine. So let's grab all of this again. And now we will move along our gun axis to the chop-off point that we want. And actually, there it is. We'll retroactively use this. So there you go, Wingmates. When in doubt, project it out, is what I'm trying to do. We're trying to say. So we're going to keep that line art available for now, but we're actually going to... let's see, we'll call this hag sketch. Or hag line... We'll call this con lines hag. Construction lines for hag, and we'll change the overall opacity to something a little bit more manageable. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, but a little bit of drafting goes a long way. And sometimes you do just have to project shapes that you are aware of. Yes, the wonderful thing I love about the groups is that you can overall adjust group opacity. That is that is wonderful about programming. Let's see here. So, hag muzzle 2, it's this one. So let's reselect our hag muzzle 2 and attempt to realign our hag muzzle. Okay, so skew. Plonk the nose in there. Unskew, because we have unfortunately got a little bit too cocky there, Wingmates. Maybe a little bit down. Skew it down. So really we want this point to be touching here. And then we need to... but the one thing we will have difficulty with is, of course, the particulars of the angle. Let's see here. Oh, no, we don't want a rotation. We don't want a rotation. We want pure skew. And it won't behave on the skew. Come on. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, let's do a vertical. No, we don't want to do a vertical skew. We're going to do a move. And then we'll have to do some hiding here. Okay, move this again. Perfection. There we go. That should work. Let's see if our skewing can play with this a little bit. Okay, there we go. No. We do not want rotation. We just want pure skew. Okay, I think that is about as good as we'll get it, wingmates. That is about as good as we'll get it. So that's another barrel down. And then we can focus on our other barrels. We may need to change perspective indeed. But for now, it looks okay, especially considering that your barrels look something like that, Malakara. Although, of course, I could simulate a number of cylinders within my simulation and cut them off using a utility knife. And then I would be able to play around with that visually. However, I will not resort to that quite yet. Okay, so let's add another hag barrel. So hag muzzle 3. Hag muzzle 3. All because we have to skew our vectors. At the very least, it's not going to take up much of our precious space. Let's see. Что ж, под твой прекрасный голос я даже немного успокоилась. Благодарю, дорогой. Я рад. Я буду говорить несколько часов, так что, надеюсь, это вам поможет. Хорошо, что вы успокаиваетесь. Okay. Oh, that is the wrong color. Let's go back to our black color here and make another circle. And begin our vector skew once again. So we're on hag muzzle 3. Let's do the proper selection so we're not wasting our time. And begin skewing. So we'll put the edge here. Stretch it down a little bit. Start skewing. There we go. This one will be aggressively skewed. We may need to do perspective. There we go. Okay, this will be a very flat muzzle. Very, very flat. In fact, flatter than this. This is not skewed enough yet. Come on. Please behave, please behave. There we go. That is more or less acceptable. And now we can size it down. Okay, so we skewed a little bit too hard. Let's zoom in so that we can actually grab it. Come on. There we go. Oh my goodness, what is it doing? That is not the correct slider. Let's try this one. Nope, that's rotation. Come on, give me the skew. There we go. Oh, reverted to rotation. Come on. I just want the skew. Will you listen to me? Please listen to me. Мы же вроде на «ты» перешли, разве нет? Да, конечно. Ты. Извиняюсь. Иногда это у меня привычка. Особенно, когда я уже... у меня публичная аудитория. Not sure about this, Captain. Those extreme angles. I'm not sure about this either, Malakara. We are in deep trouble here. What am I doing? Wingmates. I'm clearly overthinking this. Let me see. Where's my shear? I'm going to shear using the sliders because I am past the point where I can shear. Oh no. I see where my issue is. Okay. Shear, and then we need to scale. Okay, so now we're also going to have to scale differently. No, it's a pretty vertically angled look with the cut, but we also want to be a little bit rounder. So now we're going to switch to our scale tool, if it will behave. And we need to scale down this axis. There we go. That should help a lot. 1 hour on barrel rotation thing. Things only wingmates get. Yes, we may spend a little bit of time perfecting this. This seems scary. I am scared, disembodied voices. Oh, no. I am very concerned about what I am doing right now. And why am I moving the skew itself? Okay, so the skew needs to... You know what? It's basically a vertical cut. I might as well just do that. Actually, no, this is inverted. This is inverted. So we will have to hide a bunch of things. Carved bomber must be perfect. Yes. Teacup, welcome to the convoy. Teacup. So what we are doing right now is we are actually trying to do this chopped off barrel look for the Hag 40. But we are doing it right here on our arts. And I'm trying to use my construction lines. But so far I'm having some difficulties, to say the least. Especially with the skewing that I am doing. Or the shearing, technically. So this shear is about at its limits. Let's see here. That shear is not helping us anymore. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that for now. And, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, redo that, redo that, redo that. There we go. Why aren't you behaving? What is this? What is this travesty? Why is it rotating? Come on, come on. Are you saying that you can't skew that far? Perspective skewed wire. Yes. Are we going to have to try that again? I think we will have to, wingmates, unfortunately. For whatever reason, that did not like me. So we're going to skew in the negative X direction. And then we're going to skew in the negative Y direction also. And we are going to scale this whole operation down. This Mickey Mouse operation that we're engaged in. Okay, and scale correctly. Come on, behave, behave. There we go. Scale X a little bit. Or shear, and now we'll do the scaling. Let's see if this one will behave. Okay, moving back. Okay, that should be acceptable. No, there's a limit. Okay, we're gonna have to do this manually, wingmates. We tried, but we failed. Literally, we are hitting the limits of what the skew can do. Maybe 2 steps would work. Urkaline, welcome to the convoy. Good to see you here. Yes, too extreme for Krita, indeed. How's life treating you all? Decently, decently. I hope that the same is for you. Понимаю, дорогой, все понимаю. Но все-таки же я коммуникабельнее, как я. Такой человек, как ты, вряд ли стал бы флиртовать с первым встречным. Да, это вы правильно. Это ты правильно сказала обо мне. это в моем характере. Быть более осторожным. Okay, so we're going to convert these points on this line into a curve point so we can spline it, because I've given up, wingmates. We pretty much know what it should look like, so we're just going to spline it, and I think that looks decent, and it saves me time, energy, and of course, my sanity. And there we go. That is exactly what we want to see, sort of. We may actually need to do a second spline. We will do it here to here. And we will now zoom in. Come on. Come on. What is this? Deselect. Deselect. There we go. Alright, so let's do another little microspline. If this will behave. It will not behave. Come on. My selection might be incorrect. I apologize, wingmates. Man, I couldn't sleep now. I am too awake too soon. I'm sorry, Teacup. Did you have a rough sleep? Well, day is actually nice. The installation I had to do was moved by day, so I can kind of chill today. Oh, excellent! I'm glad to hear that, Urkaline. I hope that you make good use of this day. Breaks are very important. Sanity preservation is very important. Often overlooked. Overlooked, really. Yes, disembodied voices. I very much agree, especially in space. Yes. This is why I run my simulation very often. It is because I require that sort of sanity. So we're going to make that a curve point. And we're going to add a little bit of a curve, and we'll make this a curve point. There we go. And that should represent the tip of the barrel. That took way too long, wingmates. I apologize. So let's try this now. So we have our hag muzzle. So we're going to call this group hag muzzles. And we'll minimize it to reduce space. Hag muzzles. There we go. Okay. This is why we are here. No, this is indeed why we are here. Тем временем Фрейя впервые в жизни видит человека, нарекает его нежным словом, называет новым крашем этого месяца. Какие же люди разные, ха-ха. Да, да, это... Люди все разные, это правда. Извиняюсь, я просто не совсем... Мои... Мое... Как это сказать? Мой опыт с русским стример-комьюнити, он лимитированный, так что у меня с разговором иногда тоже лимитировано на русском языке. И как бы терминологии иногда не хватает. Но со временем, я думаю, это у меня улучшится. Так что извиняюсь, что с тобой я говорю так. Basically, someone like me in my work and being stuck at home for so long with no social interactions. It's my only way of hearing other people talk and interact. Kind of sad. But beggars cannot be choosers. I need people this way. Urkeline, well, I very much understand that feeling. I am a bit trapped in my own way, as you can see by my particular career choice. So I very much feel you. Daishima is raiding. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, raiders. Defenders. Or convoy wingmates, prepare the autocannons. We must make sure that these are friendlies coming in. Daishima, how are you? How are you? Welcome to the convoy, conditionally, of course, if you are not here to, steal our precious cargoes or to ransom us. What were you doing earlier today, if I may ask you? And my tablet is once again being recalcitrant. Apologies, wingmates. If it is not scuffed, it is not a spacer haywire channel transmission. A kid program, welcome to the convoy. And everyone else, Sushiba, welcome to the convoy. Good to see everyone. Let's see here. Yes. Alright, let's see here. No second wrong on Mahjong. Did you do something again? I see, it's a question for Miwa. Let's see. Thank you for manning the cannons, Carevbide. You are protecting your own investment here. Coming in hot from 8 o'clock, start jinking left. Thank you, Dippy. I was playing some Genshin Impact, getting caught up with the story and the event. There is an event happening. What's the particular event in question? I am not at all versed in Genshin Impact, so I have very little experience in that regard. What is this element? Where has it come from? I must figure this out. It's not a hag muscle element. It's just random garbage. I'll have to clear it later. Let's see here. A kid. Or Aki, by the way. Aki, okay. Welcome to the convoy, Aki. Good to see you here. Recalcitrant. I have forgotten the context for that, disembodied voices. Yes, my tablet is being very recalcitrant. I was supposed to be ND, but a lot of work is here, so I cannot stream. Still considering it, but it's getting late. Decisions. Miwa, if you need to go do a stream, please do so. No one is required to stick around here. I am doing this because I enjoy it, and because I am making a space for wingmates. Sushiba, I am currently drawing a interpretation of the streamer Carevbide. Here's his avatar. With, turning him into an aircraft from the game Battletech. As you can see, here is the particular fighter that we have created using the rules system for the tabletop wargame. My goodness. Let's see here. I apologize. The chat console has too much buffer. Let's see here. Sometimes taking this nice is easy. Yes, indeed it is. Don't bother with Genshin Spacer. Save yourself the grief. I generally do not play games where there is an aspect of, I suppose, repetition, but I do like to know what is going on in general. The current Genshin Impact event is basically a challenge, one that you adjust the difficulty of a fight with buffs and debuffs to get points. I see. Okay, so it's a bit of a mechanic changing sort of event. Pleasure to meet you too, Aki. Hopefully you will enjoy some of this art. Что ж, мне в голову пришла потрясающая и со всей идея. Но она тебе не подойдет. Скорее всего, коллаб. А, понятно, понятно. Не, я, конечно, думал о коллабах, но я думаю, мне практики просто разговора надо до того, когда я смогу это сделать. Особенно в технических терминах. Let's see here. Okay, the fighter jet is my spirit animal. Yes, it is. And it is inspired by the F-15 Eagle, which, at least as Carevbide states, is his favorite fighter jet. What a beautiful airframe this is. Моя богиня, да, моя богиня. Что такое? Что такое, милый мой? Ничего, проблем нет, моя богиня. That's good. An amazing drawing. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it, Sushiba. Good to see that you're giving Carbide's design time it deserves instead of rushing it in one previous stream. At this point, I have given up on rushing any of these designs because design takes a while. I am doing more industrial design than art sometimes. And in this case, this is a very design-heavy mech. Oh, and to anyone who's joining us, here is a side tube where I'm listening to some music. It's only background sound. So feel free to join if you would like. And once this particular Deus Ex inspired remix playlist will end, I will be playing something different. And here is our subject. Let's see here. Oh, wrong command indeed. Thank you, thank you. And here is our subject of today's art, Carevbide. Here are his socials. All right, let's see here. I am slightly losing my mind with this particular muzzle, so hopefully I will have this wrapped up shortly. So let me delete these and take my vectors and adjust them. So this vector needs to be latched down here, and this vector needs to be latched back here. And I need to add transparency mask, black, in order to hide some components here. So what we were going to do is we're going to expand our selective brush, and we're going to draw here on our transparency. Oh, no, this is not working for whatever reason. Oh! That's right. We're going to move our hag muzzles layer below. And that way this should work. Here we go. And that is still not working. Oh, I see the issue. I see the issue. Okay, wingmates, I apologize. I need another transparency mask. Alright, let's see here. Add transparency mask. This is one issue with vectors. If you want to hide something, you really can't you don't necessarily... You could remove the path, but removing the path is a path to pain, unfortunately. Тебе хватает практики диалога вполне. Практики писания не хватает. Насколько могу судить по твоим же словам. Информации нет, письменно не общался. Да, письменно, к сожалению, я не очень уж много общался, и у меня еще проблема с клавиатурой. Кириллских клавиш нету, и из-за этого печатать очень нетривиально. There we go. So we have completed our gun muzzles, and we can hide our line work here. I really want to know what this is here. Let's see here, get rid of that. Go back to Lineart vector and see if we can... There we go. We needed a transparency mask. That was the thing we needed. Okay, so after however long we spent in that, we've managed to slightly chop off the barrels here. And probably not in the most accurate way, but it will do, wingmates. It will do. Maybe you should take a break from the muzzle and come back to it later. We are done with it, Miwa. We are done. We are not going back to the muzzle. Off to sleep. Best of luck to your muzzle shaping efforts. Thank you, Disembodied Voices. I hope you rest well. And TK, thank you for the love for chat and the lurkers in chat. Okay, I am done with that. So one thing I am actually a little bit concerned about is this bit right here. Let's see here. Lineart vector, I think, is this layer, and I think I need to delete some of these bits. They are garbage. There we go. So we've deleted the garbage, luckily. Perfect, perfect. So that's one fine-looking space shotty. I'm glad you're liking the way it's looking. But yeah, that chop-off would be much easier to do in Blender. Maybe I should have just attempted to learn Blender, or at least more of Blender on the fly doing this. and then done line art using just an outline of the three-dimensional model. Oh my goodness, wingmates. All right, so let's go back to our raster layer for the line art. Actually, let's collapse the hag muzzle layer. I don't want it in the way. And I'm gonna actually move this line art above the hag muzzles. So, let's see. Кстати, как тебе моя точка в Дискорде в LS лежит? Я извиняюсь, я хотел вам ответить, но из-за того, что у меня с клавиатурой такие проблемы, я как бы даже не знал, как сформулировать ответ правильно. Но мне надо это попробовать. Я тогда на мобильнике попробую, потому что мне с русской клавиатурой гораздо лучше там. Но мне очень понравилось ваш animation, и это очень хорошо выглядит. Извиняюсь. У меня еще со временем персональным было как бы малость сумасшедшая в последнее время. Да, с русским печатанием у меня огромные проблемы. Если бы я сейчас печатал в русском языке, то бы вы видели, какие у меня ужасные ошибки в прописи. Так, вектор. Alright, let's see if this was a vector, or if... Nope, that's raster. Okay, so one of the issues that I'm having is I think this... Wingmates, I think this part of the canard looks really strange. Something's off about the perspective. I think I did the ski wrong. There's just something not right. This line is too far forward. I think I can fix this without too much trouble, but I definitely need to be careful. So let's skew this down to 3 pixels, maybe 4. Go down to 3 pixels. And go back here and maybe make it a little bit more knife-like. I think that would look a lot better. I think it was way too wide here. And it's also too thin of a line. We actually need to be at 4 pixels. So let me do that. And the SciTube playlist has terminated. There we go. Draw a line like this. I think I made some mistakes here. So if we draw the line, the thickness would be here. Yeah, that looks better. Even if it's not perfectly geometrically accurate, I think that the fact that it looks better is all that really matters. So we'll do that. Можешь забегать в приватный voice в Дискорде, если хочешь что-то сказать, и в то время, как я там сижу. А комната богини для меня открыта. Самый приватный канал на севере. Понятно, понятно. Спасибо большое тебе за приглашение, богиня. Я тогда... Если мне быстрее ответить голосом, то я тогда постараюсь так. Конечно, практика нужна с прописью, но у меня логистическая ситуация не очень это допускает. Так что я думаю, это хорошая идея как раз. Похоже, ты богиня, и с тобой только на «вы». Может, тебе тоже надо к тебе обращаться по статусу? Ну, мне сказано было использовать ты, так что я использую ты. Okay. All right, wingmates. So, we are currently going to begin... the SciTube has ended. Let me reload the SciTube very quickly here. I think I want to listen to some of the... what do I want to listen to, actually? Let's actually do a watch together. Let's see here. Watch together. Let's see here. Let's see if that room is still open, actually. Okay. Let's see here. Move. End. Okay. 1 second, please, wingmates. Let me create a watch together room. Unfortunately, these do expire. Okay. That would be a little bit better, I think. Alright. Ну, сестеренка, ну, боги. Что за нередкость не задирать за здрявая мысль. Понял. Okay, so let me switch from SciTube to watch together, and I actually need to, let me not do that. I need to update the streaming bots watch together here. But here is the room. Oh, I already added the room. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me throw in a playlist there, and I think what I want to hear, at least for the beginning, is going to be, I know. Let's see here. There we go. Perfect. All right, wingmates. I'm going to punch in something into the watch together. There we go. I've loaded it up, and we will now play that. Blade Runner Blues, one of my favorite, I suppose, tracks of all time. So, wingmates, if you have anything that you would like to contribute, please feel free to join the room and punch it in, and I will gladly listen to it. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Streamlabs. Please give me the bot so I can make the bot functional. And let's see here. CloudBot. There we go. Let's adjust the watch together room. Okay, here we go. I apologize, wingmates. 1 second, please. Come on. All right, here we go. I'm going to fix the watch together link. Nope, that isn't correct. Oh, wonderful. We have quite a few audience members joining in. So there we go. Confirm. Okay. And let me swap that around. There we go. Now the watch together command should work. Okay. Вплоть проигрывали мой коммент, рип. Вплоть проигнорировали мой коммент, рип. Так. Наоборот, ты все при. I see. There's a conversation going on. I will leave the ladies to discuss amongst themselves while I fiddle with some of these components here. All right. Okay. Wingmates, do you have any interesting ideas for what you would like to see on this particular fighter? I think the clean lines are good. We should add more to this fighter using color rather than line art, I think. I think that would be optimal, but we may want to add something for the nozzles here. Okay, so we've done our fixing of this particular not elevator, my goodness. Speed lines make me go faster. We will probably do that using some of the shading that we'll be doing. Yes. I now remember what we were struggling with. We were having a pickle of a time with these launch tubes. Now, how do you put Ray-Bans on a fighter? I suppose we could do it using decals, simply painting them on, basically, Komodo. Практически его притаскивая этого милашку на коллаб, и будет вам обоим практика. Двойной профит. I see that Freya and Miwa are plotting to do some collaborations with yours truly here of some kind, or at least there's talk of it in order to improve the ability to speak this particular language. All right, let's see here. A vote for the Ray-Bans. Okay, we will try to add some sunglass decals here, in addition to the mustache decal that we will be doing. So one thing that I definitely did forget is the missile tubes, and this is going to be an absolute pain. So I'm going to make an entirely different vector layer. So I'm going to do another vector layer. Let's see here. Do another vector layer and call this missile. Not missile, missile tubes. Okay, so You will be suffering to make it, but worth it indeed. Дубликат сообщения, которое ты мне прочел, кажется. Так как я филолог, общаясь со мной, сможешь поднять и написание, и произношение повыше, повыше. Минутка рекламы, ха-ха. Да, я думаю, это поможет мне достаточно серьезно, так что я очень благодарен, что ты думаешь о таких вещах. Это очень даже приятно знать. Okay, wingmates, so we need to do another skew. Oh, too thick, too thick. There is a thing such as too thick, wingmates, no matter what anyone tells you. And I think we actually may want to have a slightly thinner line, so what we will do is we will select this vector object individually, and we're going to go to the menu and drop down the thickness. I think that is actually decent. We may actually want to go down to 2 pixels. 2 pixels is good. So we will now once again grab our select tool, and we will select the circle, and we will begin oh no, not cropping, not cropping. Oh, there we go. The skew is actually working as intended. You are too slow. Well, let's take a look here. Regardless of slow or not, Malakar. Oh, wow. Very nice Blender work. I really do appreciate that. In fact, I will probably be using that reference, Malakara. Thank you. Yes, I'll actually probably be making adjustments once we have figured out these missile tubes. Thank you. Как я могу не заботиться о человеке с таким характером и голосом? А ты же очарователен, боги. Спасибо большое. Я стараюсь, ну, не хвастаться и не хвалить себя, так что для меня это иногда сложновато. Понять, почему люди что-либо делают. Так. Okay, let's see here. So here is our missile port that we're just kind of ramming into position here. We're just trying to fit it in so it roughly looks okay in regards to perspective. And I think I don't want to do this, but we'll have to do it because some of the port will be vaguely cut off. That's fine. That's fine. Nope. Once again, we hit our skew limits. Wonderful. You know what? I give up. I'm doing this manually, wingmates. I'm doing this manually. I'm going to delete that. Delete. Ugh, wrong tool. Select tool. Delete. Alright, so I'm doing a vector layer here, but I'm going to call this another paint layer. We're going to call this Missile Tubes Raster. Missile Tubes Raster. Hopefully this will work. Gotta help my captain and my fellow artists. Yes, Malakara, you are helping out a lot, so I really do appreciate it. I will use it when I come back to it, and which will hopefully be shortly. Right, so we're going to use a proper stabilizer with this brush. So we have the right brush. We have our pixel brush out, and we are going to just do our best here to hand draw a missile tube, and that is not looking good. We need it a bit longer in this axis. No. Drawing ovoids. Come on. That's decent. Okay, let's try to grab that and see if we can reuse it. Nope. Let's see. Let's grab that. With a little bit of skewing, we can make it work. There we go. That is tolerable, I think. And scale it down a little. Put it in the middle, roughly. Okay, there we go. I think that is acceptable. So what we're going to do is we're going to control copy that, and let's see here. So go back to our selection, control copy, control V, and that is a pasted paint layer. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Let's see here. Godspeed. Yes. Okay. Am I really going to do this? Am I really going to take every single layer There must be a better way of doing this. And I think there is, but I'm not currently smart enough to do it. Can I convert this to a path? Let's see, edit, stroke selection, type solid line. No. Path. Fill special, fill with pattern. View, edit, layer, select. Convert to shape? Okay, so is this actually a shape? What did it even convert? What was that garbage? Oh, it converted the... I see, okay. So, what we will try to do is we're going to grab this. We're going to use the Omni Select tool. Please work. Select. Edit. Convert. No. Select. Convert to vector selection. So is this a vector now? This cannot be a vector. Let's see, let me keep selecting. Okay. Convert to shape. Did that convert it? That looks terrible, but it's a shape. Converted the selection, looks like. Indeed it was. Indeed it did that. Thank you, Bird Moz. I appreciate it. That looks a little bit awful, wingmates. Not going to lie. I'm going to delete that vector layer and pretend no one ever saw that. It's an oval, so it's good enough. I really wish that was the case. The issue is my raster here, due to the skewing, has alpha layer. And that is causing all sorts of havoc for me. There is enough going on that I'm going to outright make a stamp out of this, I think. Okay, so how do I make a stamp? So I think I take a pixel brush, like a stamper pixel brush. No, I just take a stamp brush. Shiloh, welcome to the convoy. Good to see you here. Will it be noticeable from full distance? It will be noticeable in my mind, Malakara. It will be noticeable in my mind, which is the most important thing going on here. Ой, и там линия сломала, дорогой. Хе. Да, у нас тут сломана, линия сломана. Да, у нас тут не совсем аккуратно, но разберемся. Я надеюсь уж. Okay, let's see here. I wish stamping was a little bit easier than I'm used to here. Okay, so I need to make a new brush. So let's see, brush select tool. I need to grab. Let me grab a preset here, wingmates. Let me grab a preset. The stamp brushes should actually be decent for that. No, these pixel brushes should be fine for that. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to call this spacer stamp. Oh, I'm sorry, roommates, you can't see any of this because it's in a pop-out menu. I do apologize, that sounded a little bit insane. Literally, no one will know about this or notice, but I know it's there, and that's bad enough. It's such an art mood. Yes, I very much would say that's the case for many people. Okay, let me... I'll simply... Nope. Load icon from library. Oh my goodness, we'll need a custom icon for this. One that stands out. Okay, that is fine. Let's see here. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so wingmates, I just learned how to make brushes. Trouble of all creators. Yes, indeed, Freya. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I just learned how to do that. And we're using the pixel engine. Can we change the engine type? Let's see, all pixel, smudge, sketch, hatching, grid, curve, particle clone, tangent, normal. Oh my goodness, there's so many different engines. Okay, so no brush tip, flow size. No, we do not have size. We do not have rotation. We do not have strength, but we do have stamp. We do have brush tip is what we have. So I'm going to use clipboard to create a stamp, preserve alpha, create mask from color, auto, yes. Okay, so let's see if we can do this brush. Wingmates, moment of truth. Okay, so that is a stamp brush, but it's a little bit insane. We need to make it much smaller. All right. And come on, give me a stamp. Ugh. I think I'm using the wrong engine for this. Oh, I see the issue. It's a pressure-sensitive brush engine, and that is not at all what I want. So I need to adjust my brush settings again, Wingmates. Spacer's getting his toes wet with that Ridge Racer composer's music. Ringo, that is the Watch Together that is being played. Ringo, I'm having a bit of a moment, so I've forgotten if I've welcomed you to the convoy, but welcome to the convoy. The duality of art, I'm making this for other people to see, and other people won't see this flaw. But the flaw bothers me anyways. Yes, yes. Сестра милая, если ты все еще здесь, у тебя есть доступ в приватные каналы. Да. Okay, what is going on here? Tell me what is this? The settings for this preset have changed from the default. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Okay, spacing, size, rotation 0, alpha mask, color image, lightness map. There should be no spacing. Oh no, we wanted a stamp. We wanted a stamp. Okay. So what I'm going to do... I apologize once again, Wingmates. This is of course being a little bit recalcitrant. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to move it. And I'm going to make a stamp out of it properly. I had a moment here. So I'm going to disable the background so that I have alpha layer. I'm going to do a proper selection of the stamp to be. And this is all so I could save a little bit of time, Wingmates. But that is, imagine if you had to do this 100 times, you would definitely want a stamp. Okay, regular, style regular. Preserve alpha channel. All right, and let's see how this brush works. No. What are you doing? That is not what I wanted. Okay. Let's try this again. So that stamp is clearly inadequate. Bone Miser, welcome to the convoy. It is great to see you here. Мой перфекционизм умер окончательно. Я, конечно, понимаю это, но одновременно он у меня пока еще не умер. Color image, alpha mask. Oh! No wonder we're running it as an alpha mask. We want a color image with alpha preserved. And this should also not be an alpha mask. It should be a color image. Let's see, so we'll save. There we go. All right, let's see if we have done this correctly, Wingmates. No, I don't know if we have. Okay, so we are getting something. The stamp is starting to work, but I'm also running a stabilizer, which is wrong. So my alpha is for some reason rather garbage. It's working, but not the way I intended to. Oh, there we go. I simply had, this is a black and white brush. So what I was having was, there we go. Okay, so now we have a stamp, Wingmates. We now have the technology. We can rebuild it. I stick to traditional drawing. This is no longer vector work, Malakara. I am actually doing, I'm doing stamping. I'm literally stamping out these missile bays using a custom brush that I just whipped up. So it's a little bit silly. And I apologize that Wingmates, you were not able to see the brush creation in action. But you will now see the fruits of our labors. As in, tally-ho, look at that. Aha! No, no, no. I want a hard alpha. There we go. There we go. Ah, mass production, wingmates. Mass production at its finest. And I didn't have to merge all of the layers that I would have had to do if I was doing copy paste. And this is hurting my eyes because I have nothing but alpha. But I also don't like the background of this, so I'm going to switch it to a dark gray. There we go. There we go. That feels a lot better on the eyes, wingmates. That feels a lot better on the eyes. Okay, so now that we have our stamp, let's keep stamping using our custom Stampo brush. And then, okay, here we go. Ах, боги, какой же у тебя прекрасный голос. Я просто в эйфории. Я рад, что он вам помогает. Я очень рад. Okay. Let's see here. I don't like this alpha. Let's adjust with the settings again. What is happening here? Color image, observe brush settings, spacing auto, size, resolution, precision 5. You know what? I think the strength. No, strength is at 100. Masked brush, brush tip. Now this is not a masked brush. Source, darken, hue, saturation value, airbrush rate, flow, size. No, we don't want pressure sensitive size. Brush tip, blending mode. Blending mode should be normal. And we're using the normal blending mode. Ah, I see. We have a pressure sensitive opacity, wingmates. That was our flaw. We're going to overwrite the brush settings. There we go. This should fix it. So when you're doing a custom brush engine, wingmates, be very, very careful with what you do. Be very, very careful with all of the options you've selected. Am I still getting brush opacity? Yes, I am still getting brush opacity for whatever reason. Let's see here. Let's try that again. What is going on here? Brush tip. Blending mode. Is blending mode pressure sensitive? It shouldn't be. Opacity is not going to be pressure sensitive. We're going to do a linear curve either way. Curve calculation, none. Flow, no flow. We also had flow on. Overwrite brush. A lot better. There we go. There we go. That is what we want. So we're going to redo all of those because they are too weak. And we simply cannot afford weak prints for our missile bays, wingmates. We are perfectionists right now. Мива, он меня смущает. Извиняюсь. Alright, let's go back to our brush. Okay. Try using your mouse instead of the tablet for this. This will circumvent the issue completely. Yes, Malakara. But you see, if I had done that, I wouldn't have learned. And the most important thing that happened this very moment was I learned exactly which brush settings need to be ticked off if you want to create your own custom brush. So while I did take up some of your time, wingmates, for the future, at least when I use Krita to create custom stamp brushes, I will be supremely faster at doing so. So I hope that you will tolerate that, wingmates. There we go. So now that is actually a decent print brush. I like this a lot. I'm glad you're proud of me, Malakara. Oh, goodness. Вы, походу, друг друга смущаете. Мива делает хорошее замечание. Я тоже мало смущен. Но это неплохая вещь. Okay, let's see here. Excellent choice with the music, wingmates. I am really enjoying this watch together. Thank you very much. Okay, so we may actually be able to use the vector layer. So merge with layer below. There we go. So now we have at least one part of the missile tubes. Now, this one should not be too skewed. So let's try another vector layer. Let's see here. So missile tube vector layer. Okay. And I hope that anyone who is using Krita or is looking to use Krita is getting something out of this. And I really wish that the screen capture had actually picked up some of what was going on with the brush settings here. Because when I click them, nothing appears, unfortunately. Wait, was this the Babylon 5 theme? Oh my goodness. Ah, base taste to whoever put the Babylon 5 theme. Окей. Это месседж для Милы, так что я не буду читать. Приватный разговор хоть на секунду будет. Okay, so let's try vectoring again. Let's see if we can do this, wingmates. Oh, and we need to use the correct brush because this is very strange when you use a stamp brush. Or wait, did I destroy that brush? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Did I destroy the brush? Oh, No. Did it? Oh goodness. Did I seriously destroy the brush? That's a problem. That's a problem. I may have to import an old brush. Let me see here. So settings, toolbar shown, manage resources, create a default resources, import brushes. No. Brushes. Which one was it? Brush presets. It was stamp. I'm sorry. I annihilated a brush, wingmates. I annihilated a brush. Oh, no. I feel so bad. I know this is completely irrelevant, and you can't even see me panicking trying to reset the brush. Okay, so I have brush stampy. Now I'm gonna have to figure out which one's missing. So I have stamp bokeh, I have stamp floor, grass patch, hearts, harbles, leaves, mountain desert, mountain shoujo bubbles, stylized tree vegetal, and stamp water. Oh, okay, no. It's fine. It was... There we go. I still have the brush, I just named something different. Okay, that is okay. That is okay. I simply called it something stupid called spacer stamp, but the brush is still there. Yes, Shoujo Bubbles is an interesting stamp. Let's actually use that. I think that Carevbide deserves some show. Oh, that was a vector layer. Look at that. Look at that. Carevbide has circles of Shoujo stars. Wonderful. We might actually use this for sparkles. Да, я фильтрую для... Да, я фильтрую я друзьями. Let's see here. It lives. Sparkly Dandyman sparkles. Okay, so let me go back to my vector and I will switch back to the brush that I didn't murder. I apologize that you had to see that that atrocity, wingmates, but I hope to not murder as many brushes on stream again. Right, so here is our rough missile port. Let's move it into position. Let's see if it will behave. It will not behave. It will never behave. What happened here? Stop it. Stop it. We're not going to. No. Stop. Okay. There we go. Oh, there's quite a bit of a... Okay, so our vertical axis is like this. And then we have a horizontal skew to splay it a little bit. Horizontal skew, horizontal splay. We're going to drop the size very significantly. There we go. So here's our rough sizing. There we go. And our skew should be something like this. There we go. That looks decent, I think. What do you think, wingmates? What do you think of that look? But the nice thing, because it's a vector layer, we can just control copy everything. There we go. Okay, missile tube vector, control copy, control V. And our skewed vector is still available. Perfect. Very dandy, very dandy. But we will, of course, have to use some unfortunate masking. We have to mask a lot of these vector layers. There we go. That's looking halfway decent, I think. That's looking halfway decent. And we'll add another one. Perfect. Magical pilot carve. We may do that. Good enough, I reckon. I think so too, wingmates. I think this is good enough. I might be going a little bit insane with the perfectionism. So, but to save time, I'm going to grab all... Oh, no, stop that. I'm going to use the mouse for this. My trackball, which is my favorite kind of mouse. And I will control copy and just grab the entire block here and move it to the other missile rack. And we have saved ourselves a lot of time and headache. Although maybe not. We're still going to have to do some manual adjustments, it seems, here. Oh, no. What we'll do, wingmates. Oh, behavior, misbehaving. Nope. Come now. Do as I command, not as I say. Oh well, at the very least we've copied all of them. Alright, so now we're going to have to manually position them individually. Alright, here we go. Roughly good enough. Okay. I really should have done this in a CAD program. But we are almost done with the line art, wingmates. I really want to get to the coloring. I think the coloring will be quite a bit of fun, especially considering Carevbide's fantastic outfit choice. Alright, let's see here. Oh, that won't be any more accurate. Okay. We have missile ports, wingmates. We have missile ports. At long last, we have missile ports. And we will have quite a few missiles to draw also, which is going to be the most concerning part of all of this. Let's see here. Did I miscount? No. We have enough tubes. So, I think we also want to do some line art for the panels of the plane. We'll do that by hand. So, line art detail is what I'll call this layer. Line art detail. There we go. Truly looks like something you wouldn't want to mess with. I'm very glad. That is my intention with this particular design. Although we will have to fix up the hag barrels a little bit, I think. Or we'll do that a little bit differently. Okay. So. This will be a raster layer, and we'll use the stabilized brush for this aspect. Actually, before I forget, and this is going to bother me, I want to do the hags. So let's throw up the hag muscles again. And let's grab hag muzzle 1. Control copy, control V, and let us actually reduce the overall scale. Oh, no, that is not what we wanted. Stop, cease operations. Cancel all shore leave. We do not want that. Alright, disaster averted, wingmates. What we're going to do is we're going to use tool options and scale. Wingmates, I was a complete fool. So, when you select a shape, a vector shape, in Krita, you can go to the Tool Options tab and start messing with its size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the proportions and start adjusting the pixel size down till the muzzle is of the correct diameter that I wish to have. And since this is a coil gun that fires small projectiles, it is okay for the muzzle to be fairly small. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that and approximately center line the muzzle. In fact, I may want to actually make it a little bit smaller. So always use the tools correctly if you can, which is not what a spacer here is doing. So do as spacer says and not as spacer does, which is a common issue I think for many. All right, and I will go to hag muzzle 2. Is it? Yes, 2. So I'm going to select Hag Muscle 2, Control Copy, Control V on a vector layer, and then I will go back to the tool options for geometry. I will lock my proportions, and I will smallify the barrel, the muzzle. And I think that should be acceptable. Okay, I think that is looking good. I know that these are cheap trick swing mates, but when you have a lot of geometric shapes, you're probably better off doing this for a lot of things, even though the handmade touch is rather valuable. Okay, so that is starting to look much more like a hag. Although wingmates, I do think that this also looks like that New Year's bamboo that forgive me for my lack of total familiarity, but is it Japanese culture that has that special cut bamboo? It usually is at an angle. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So. Bodega Rat, welcome to the convoy. Okay, so it is the Japanese bamboo. Excellent, excellent. Makes me think of hypodermic needles. A little bit, yes. Although I don't think that I want to make the muzzles any bigger than that. Are you talking about the thing that used to scare off tigers? Is it? Is it? I'm not quite sure. I do not even know what it is called, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go back to our... Now that our hags are detailed, let's actually go to the Lineart detailed raster layer. Back to our pixels, and we're going to manually do some cleanup here, or some nice things. So let's go to our tool and make sure we have a stabilizer again. And here we go. I think we'll do just some basic lines. Actually, no. Here, it's better to use a brush. It really is. Okay, there we go. And continuing along the circumference, we will add these lovely lines. There we go. How detailed do I want to get? I think at this point, I will save detail for later. I can always adjust the line art layer. But for the time being, I'm simply going to do this. I really should be doing this in a vector layer, I think. This is not the place for raster. It is not. I'm going to delete that while I still have a chance. So let me add a vector layer. I'm going to call it Lineart detail vector. There we go. Okay. So now that we are back on our line art, we can actually go back to the vector tool. I'm going to drop the stabilizer to basic. There we go. Nope. All right, there we go. Perfect. We're gonna have to use the... Nope. Stop that. At least it's on a vector layer. Once again, my simulated tablet is having issues. Allow me to cycle the power for that. Ooh, okay. Oh, excellent musical choices. Really, very excellent musical choices. And Bodega Rat, here is a watch together where we are listening to music that wingmates are currently playing. Okay, so let's see if the tablet situation has stabilized. I think it has. Oh no, what was that? Okay. I think we are stable now. So let's resume operations. So Lineart detail vector. There we have our vector brush. And now we're actually doing proper vector lines, which is a lot neater. Can't watch while I'm on phone, but thank you. Oh, of course, no worries. I know that many folks have an issue with that, but sometimes it is not the best idea to play certain kinds of music. All right, let's try that again. And let's make sure that we have these lines point correctly to indicate that the cone, the thruster cone, does narrow. Twitch on phone and bed is comfy. Yes, indeed it is. Although you do sometimes miss out on, I suppose, some of the things. It is well worth it to have that mobility. All right, there we go. Excellent. And this is why we're doing vectors, wingmates, so that we can adjust these lines later. And one more line here. And now we're going to actually adjust those lines, all while taking up very little memory. There we go. Zoom it out. And have this be a little more forward and a little more aggressive. And there we go. That looks decent, I think. That looks decent. In fact, we can be a little bit lazy and grab all of these vectors. So let's see here. We have that vector, this vector. Let's just grab all of... Oh. We are incidentally moving them while, unfortunately, modifying them. So let me use the mouse to grab them, as I can separate things a lot better that way. All right, Control Copy, Control V, and we're going... Oh, that won't work, but at least we have new lines. That really won't work at all. Let's delete that. There's no point to that. Perspective is different. Как же сложно делать пейринг между 400-летней нежитью и 125-летней дроу. Я ему реально краткую стратегию, как подкатить в тир даю. Я должен сказать, что я не совсем уверен, что в этом смысле значит тир, или где тир. Может быть, это деталь сеттинга, я просто ее сейчас промазываю, точнее, пропускаю. Так. А, это имя. Понятно. Alright, let's see here. Setting up our lines, wingmates. Go. There we go. We're simply using the trackball for this, because it is a little bit easier than a misbehaving tablet. Оно же с большой буквы. Я понимаю, я как бы в каком-то смысле все равно легко теряю контекст, извиняюсь. У меня половина... Не хотелось бы вам мешать. Понятно, Мива. У меня сейчас мозги половина на рисунке, половина где-то в другом месте. Okay, we are getting these details done, although I think we are being a little too dense with these lines. Let's see here. The density is greater. We should actually space that out a little bit more. So that is fine due to perspective, but we will want to space these lines out significantly more. There we go. All right. A little bit wider, There we go. Okay. Но в любом случае, когда такая разница жизненного опыта, это, конечно, усложняет все обсуждения. Так. Okay, there we go. У нас и без того двое шпионов. Давно было 3, пока я не вступил в игру. Нам нормально играть на публике, привыкшие. Интересно. Alright, so we finally have our jet lines done. What other details do we want? I think we want a couple of panels. Or maybe we don't. Maybe this aircraft will leave without panels. We can always add them later. So let's get to coloring, wingmates. Let's get to coloring. I think that is long overdue, and we can always add details if necessary. Easy peasy, yes. Vector tool makes this very easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a massive... Oh no, I do have a massive Lineart category. Let me collapse it. Alright, perfect. I have some detail sketches I need to collapse. I have a bunch of garbage. And I can collapse my construction lines. Alright, so now I have my Lineart layer collapsed. I can now start doing a raster layer, which I will call color base. There we go. On what is this color based? I'm not quite sure. All right, so what will the base color be for this aircraft? So Carevbide has a white and pinstripe sort of arrangement going on. So I think that the base color could be white, and the torso or the body of the craft could have that vest going over it, and the legs, which would be perhaps the tail fins here, could be black, and then the rest of it will be pinstripe. Там не сколько разница в опыте играет роль, сколько сложность характеров обоих. Нежить ненавидит саму суть себя, а Тир недоверчивая до жути виду неприязни к дроу. Понятно, понятно. Это фундаментальная проблема. Это, конечно, очень сложно с такими вещами разбираться, если это уже просто встроено в характер. Okay, so I think our base color will be a stark white, but because we have a color available here, we're just going to use the color picker to grab the nearest available white tone. Let's see what this is. All right, let's make our brush a little bit bigger. And it's working. Excellent. So what we will do is we will now outline the entire aircraft in white. And then that will be our base layer. There we go. I could actually... I could do something a little bit experimental. So what I could do is on the raster layer, use the line tool and actually go with a much smaller brush, because there are such big swaths of canvas. Oh, it's not going to behave that way, is it? Let's see here. Okay, that might work. That might work, actually. So let's see here. You know what? I'll do this the old-fashioned way. There's no sense in trying to mess this up. All right, let's go back to the old-fashioned way of using a brush, which unfortunately is once again being a problem. There we go. Let's wait till that recycles, wingmates. Let's wait one moment here. Goodness me. Wingmates, have any of you played flight simulator games before? Such as Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator or Microsoft Flight Simulator, or perhaps Aces High, if any of you have heard of that one in particular. Let's see, what other ones would there be? I suppose Digital Combat Simulator. I know Gorian has played it quite a bit, and has had many unfortunate experiences with it, in terms of setup. A couple of times, but I'm not good at them. Crimson Skies, at least the Windows version, I would definitely consider one of them. And none of those, but they were certainly popular for a certain event. Yes, there was definitely a period of popularity for flight simulators that waned in the future, or that waned as time went on. Although it is good to see that there's at least some kind of flight simulation still available. Il-2 Sturmovik, or Sturmovik, is another very popular combat flight simulator. Oh, is this the Blood Dragon main theme, but remixed? Let's see here. Tatami Dragon. That is an excellent mix. Wow, I really like that. That is a great track. Let's see. Yeah, Il-2 seems to be one of the more popular combat simulators that doesn't go too into depth, to the point that it's unusable, as far as allowing both an arcade audience and an audience that is that enjoys I suppose detailed simulation to coexist at least somewhat. Okay, let's see here. So I suppose I did say I was going to explain in a little bit more detail why I was not a big fan of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. So I will say that I am biased in that the particular situation where I had the opportunity to engage in that vintage role-playing system was unfortunately not the best in terms of group dynamics. But I will say that it did give me enough experience to draw a few conclusions from the gameplay itself of 5th edition. At least for me, I found it to be so streamlined and straightforward that I lost some of the options I used to have in prior editions. And to me, that convolution factor is something I enjoy in tabletop games. Paperback, welcome to the convoy. I somewhat suspected that my diatribe here would draw you out of the woodwork, and it is great to see you. All my homies hate 5e. I do not know if hate is the correct word. I suppose it's more I am aware that it is not for me. And so I will leave it to those who genuinely enjoy the system. But I have found that I do not like the way that these splat books are being published, in some sense. It seems like a lot of features that existed in 3.5 ended up being repackaged and then shoved out the door in things like Unearthed Arcana. I found that to be a little bit mischievous on part of the publisher. 5e hate, 5e hate. Frounge Toast, welcome to the convoy. Wingmates, prepare the point defense systems and ready the missiles for launch. We may have contacts. Enemy vessels inbound on an intercept vector. Will they burn in retrograde, though? Will they burn in retro? They have 10 seconds to respond if they will be burning retro. As our calculations indicate, with their estimated drive capabilities, they will be within combat range in 30 seconds. French Toast's Armada. Do you intend to... Oh, it's a comfy raid. Wingmates, stand down, stand down. We have a comfy raid inbound. However, I do suggest you turn on your IFF beacons and that you engage your drives to join velocities with us. Your relative velocity is rather significant in magnitude. Welcome, French Toast. Augersley, welcome to the convoy. How are you doing today? What were you doing during your stream? I apologize for the lack of perspective right now. I'm currently trying to fill in a bit of my fighter here so that I have a base color layer. Let's see here. And yes, thank you, Daishima, for linking the watch together where the music is happening to our newfound raiders. And to anyone not familiar with me, I am Spacer Haywire, an independent starship operator of the torch ship courier, the Wishful Thinking, which is a fast vessel with most of its mass dedicated to fuel and to a drive system, where I run low-mass, high-value goods between planets. You see, the issue is, when you jump from system to system, there is a limit to how close you can get to gravitationally significant objects, as the jump drive is unable to, at least in a stable way, form a wormhole. And as a result, the last leg of the journey across the many light years from system to system is generally slow. However, couriers like myself tend to cut that down by accelerating at absurd rates, which we enable by being in a suspension tank like the one that I am in, hence the green fluid that you see. Also, I am, of course, operating within a simulation, as my neural hookups allow me to have a virtual world so that I do not go insane during my long cargo runs. But I make my money off of these deliveries. We were playing through some more of Arcane Dimensions. A Quake 1 mod. It was a good time. French Toast. That is very cool. I am a fan of the original boomer shooters like Quake. Does Arcane Dimensions add content, or is it a total conversion to some degree? I'm unfamiliar with it, so it'd be interesting to know. I thought that you already went insane. I am a little bit insane, Daishima, but thank you for reminding me. But I try to maintain as whatever remains of my sanity. Let's see here. I want to know more. Followed. I'm glad you have, Shiloh. But yes, my job is rather droll during the runs from planet to jump node to planet, or whatever the two destinations are. If we consider those points A, B, C, and D, the segment A, B, and C, and D is of course the most droll of all. Let's see here. It adds a new features, new guns, and a lot of really cool custom levels. Oh, excellent! But it does keep the original Quake guy. That is awesome. How far did you get in Arcane Dimensions, French Toast? I'm very curious to know. I know that some folks can speedrun Quake quite readily, so I do not know if you're one of those individuals who speedruns Quake and shows it off on stream. Yep, new enemies and variants too, of course. Excellent! I would like to play Quake again, but it's that opportunity has not been as forthcoming as I would like it to be. Let's see here. Oh, you know what, wingmates? How silly of me. I keep always saying what I do as a job, but I never demonstrate it visually. So, if we imagine... Let me do this while I have an opportunity, while I actually have a canvas in front of me. So if we imagine here a star system... Oh, that is not the right color. If we imagine star system A here, with a sun, and then we have a star system B. And here is what we will say is the safe radius for any given jump drive. We can essentially create a wormhole, which I will use in orange here. Essentially, if we create it here, it will probably collapse. And here I will do a bit of a space-time representation, but we can instead form a wormhole from here to here. Now, this wormhole formation distance and accuracy, because as your ship forms the wormhole in space-time, it does have a probable error radius. So the wormhole may appear anywhere in this particular cone of three-dimensional exit. This is actually a sphere. It's not. It's a spherical exit point, and it is a bit of a smiley. But in essence, this is the issue right here. Say we have a planetoid where you want to exit from, and here we have in magenta another planetoid that you want something delivered to. And we will use a teal here. We will use teal here to indicate our path. So we have picked up our cargo on planet green, and we will do a brachistochrone burn to the jump point. And here, what we will do is we will have our vessel. We'll do a very classic rocket ship design. We will use negative energy charging plates on the aft, typically. And we will generate a wormhole by collapsing, by using essentially gravitational collapse here. The wormhole will expand to the point and to the mass capability where we can enter it, and then we will fire our retro thrusters here so that we can push the ship into the wormhole backwards. But the reason the grav plates are near the drive is to reduce the energy transfer distance as much as possible. So in essence, we will appear somewhere within our exit point, and then we will do a brachistochrone burn. So this is Spacer's job. And I really should make a reference image that I can always keep. Let's see here. I do apologize that I was not reading chat, wingmates. The levels are all disconnected, so it's hard to say how far along I am. Probably knocked about at 65% of the maps or so. Oh, excellent, French Toast. Over a couple of streams. I see, so this has been a project of passion. It's a smiley face indeed. Что ж, это выглядит странно. Это я демонстрирую, как, что я делаю в моей работе. Если вот это солнце, солнце одно, и вот это второе солнце, моя работа, собственно, вот это радиус, где невозможно кораблям, собственно, прыгать быстрее, чем через wormhole. Я не знаю, как по-русски это сказать правильно. В общем, туннель в пространстве, собственно. И вот это, собственно, реальная дистанция, а вот это ну, четырехмерная и прочая дистанция через пространство. И вот эта синяя часть, это что я делаю, собственно. Потому что большинство кораблей не могут близко к планетам прямо выходить. И вместо того, чтобы где-то, ну, от 3 до 6 притяжений разгоняться, я ближе от 20 до 30. So wingmates, basically I burn anywhere from 20 to 30 gravities instead of burning 3 to 6 gravities as a typical ship could, even though most vessels with human crews will try to burn less than that for comfort. Your encyclopedic knowledge of space never ceases to amaze me. Well, this is my job after all, Shiloh, so what can I do? But yes, that is my job to anyone who has not seen it before. And I think many of my wingmates also have not seen a visual demonstration of exactly it is that I do. Oh my goodness, have I been on? Wingmates, I apologize. 1 second, please. In my simulation, my particular audio setup has the capability of stereo sound, and I appear to have been running it for all of this time, even though it doesn't make much of a difference. I believe that mono should be a little bit better in terms of sound quality. I apologize profusely. Okay, so let's continue our coloring. I apologize for that diatribe, but I thought it would have been helpful to anyone unfamiliar with me. And I hope that it was. Let's see here. Oh no, wrong layer, wrong layer. Wrong layer, always the artist's nightmare. Let's see. Did that Control Shift undo? And there we go. Okay, so we're back to color base. There we go. Oh, of course, I'm glad to be here, Shiloh. I'm very glad to be here. And I'm glad that my wingmates are here for me, too. And, of course, as I always say, if you would like to see something else, if you are getting a little bit tired or bored, please, I will feel nothing bad if you head out silently. That is the reality of life, and I accept it. So please, take care of yourselves first. A stream will always happen. Your health and your well-being take priority. And I hope that you have a good time, Shiloh. Watching Odette. And please, support her well. If I could support Odette right now, I would do so myself, because Hotline Miami is a difficult game. Floopy, welcome to the convoy. I am drawing a fighter craft. This is a metaphysical manifestation of the streamer known as Carevbide here. And we are essentially converting his essence, his characteristics, into this particular record sheet for the Battletech board game. And we are also doing art of that particular fighter. And oh my goodness, I've been taking this for quite a while. This might be a 3-session craft, wingmates. I apologize profusely. All right, let's get rid of the line art. But here I was drawing what I do in my job as a courier ship operator. All right, let me hide that. I'm going to call this courier spiel. There we go. And I'm going to hide it. There we go. I really need to do a proper sheet for that. I think that would actually be very helpful now that I think about it. Let's see here. Okay, why don't we continue onward here? This is the most irritating part, is filling in these blobs in. And I could actually probably use context-sensitive selection, but I do have some gaps in my line art, so I might as well not bother with that. I'm gonna make this brush a little bit bigger. I'm having trouble controlling it. Oh, and let me throw in the Watch Together link. Floopy, we are actually listening to some music on a watch together on a separate audio channel. So if you'd like to listen in, please feel free to join there. And also, you can contribute your own music to the playlist. That would be greatly appreciated. It's a community-run thing. Okay, there we go. Continuing onward with our bit of art here. There we go. First, we're doing the base white coat. We are going to be giving this a primary white color, I think. And the pinstripes won't be nearly as dense as they are on Carevbide's vest, I think. That'd be most helpful. Wingmates, a little bit of a tangent. But have any of you done any mountain biking? That is another thing that I enjoy on two wheels, in addition to motorcycling. And I find that it is an interesting adjunct to that particular hobby, as while the physics of operating something that is typically significantly heavier than you, покажь общую картину, пожалуйста. This is what we're currently working on. This particular fighter plane. There it is. Я надеюсь, это то, что надо было. Okay. We're now going to paint the gun barrels of the Hag. Although the Hag will be a second layer, so we don't care too much about how neatly we paint. There we go. Uh-oh. We have a little bit of spill. But I don't know about you, wingmates, but I am an enjoyer of all things two-wheeled. And definitely, I think cycling is another thing I enjoy in addition to motorized two-wheel transportation. Both mountain and road cycling to some extent. I have replicas of, I suppose, average mountain and road bikes back at my storage on Far Terra. And every time I decant, I do tend to try to use both my KLR replica and my mountain and road bike replicas. I think one of the most interesting things about mountain biking is that it gives you a skill that you can use when you dirt bike. As when you ride on dirt as opposed to pavement, you will typically tend to have far less traction, and you will also run into issues of power slides and slips, wherein you can lose traction simply by applying motive force to your rear wheel. And that, of course, will tend to dig into the surface using the contact patch of the tire. But if you apply too much force at any given time, you will simply shred the top layer of whatever soil you have. Выглядит прекрасно. У тебя изумительное понимание изометрии. Спасибо большое. Я, конечно, использовал кучу вспомогательных средств, но я в прошлом образовании был инженер, так что мне это тоже, может быть, чуть-чуть помогает. Так. Okay. Oh, and to anyone who is not familiar with what I am doing, there are some Russian speakers within the chat, so when they address me in that way, I tend to reply back to them in such a manner. And I am able to, at the very least, adequately speak the Russian tongue. And mi español no es muy. And see, there we go, wingmates. That is how far my Spanish goes. I do need some conversational and written practice with it. Плюс 100 к отношению Фреи к этой милашке. Спасибо, благодарю за комплимент. Okay, I think we are ready to fill. Come on, come on. Oh no, is it going to freak out? I think it might freak out. Oh no, oh no. Please don't freak out. Alright, we're going to autosave. And we're going to try the fill operation again. Please don't crash, please don't crash. I know it's a lot of pixels. Come on. Oh, I'm filling with eraser. No wonder. There we go. Now, wingmates, isn't it amazing what a splash of contrast will do to the look of something? Alright, so, now that we have our base color, we can begin thinking about what we are going to do for the details. So, Carevbide has plenty of pinstripes, but we need to figure out what will be dark on him. And I think for his pant legs, we will actually have the vertical stabilizers be dark. So I'm going to add another layer here. So we'll do a vertical vert stabo, vert stab, base color. Base color, there we go. Fantastic. And we'll do that in very dark black. But maybe a bit of a gray. Let's take a look. Using the color picker, we get almost pitch black. We're going to gray that up just a smidge. I think that will look a little bit better in this situation. Alright, so let's do another outline wingmates for our vert stabos. No, that's still, I'm going to make it even grayer actually, so that we have some contrast with the line art. Although I could do a color shifted line art layer. Essentially turn all of the red into, or the black into red or something like that. So as I was saying in regards to mountain bikes, I think that you can develop some very interesting kinematic skills. Some hand-eye coordination, some leg-eye coordination. Well, it's hand-eye coordination is not the right word actually. The coordination is primarily in the sense that your entire body must move in a proper manner. 1, you are pedaling, so you already have an instability. 2, on many situations, you are actually standing in your pedals when you are mountain biking. This is because even if you have shock absorbers on both the front and rear wheels of your particular mountain bike. TK, thank you for the love for chat and lurkers. And I apologize if this diatribe is a little bit nutty, wingmates, but you've signed up to be here with Spacer Haywire, so you may have to suffer the consequences. Okay, I think that dark gray actually looks just fine for a Carevbide here. Let's see here. But I will... so, where was I? So there is an intense joint body effort to 1, keep upright, 2, keep traction on both your front and rear wheels, 3, understand where the bag of meat that we call a body is in relation to the rigid frame of a bicycle wheel. В белом цвете это смотрится просто вау. Да, мне очень нравится. Конечно, будут линии, вот как на рубашке, но это уже потом. Я думаю, это тоже неплохо будет выглядеть. Это не везде будет тоже. Let's see. And so, you're also moderating the balance, because when you have two bodies so disconnected, or at least attached only by 2 ligaments of sinew, bone, and fat, also known as your legs, you do have a significant difficulty in keeping your, I suppose, your entire mass in one place. So you must also control your neuromuscular feedback with your body in relation to the bicycle itself. Additionally, you must also use that pendulum of your body and the reactions of the bike and the tires themselves in order to moderate braking force. And moderating braking force is very important. As I have said earlier, if you lose traction, you are liable to slide. And when you slide, you no longer have essentially the ability to dig in with your tires and control your heading. You are at the mercy of the soil that you are traveling on, or I suppose any sort of surface that you're traveling on. If this is a hard surface, the coefficient of static friction, which is to say when 2 surfaces are only pressed up against one another and not moving past each other, is usually going to be, if I recall correctly, higher than the coefficient of friction when you're moving. So once you slip, you are liable to keep slipping unless you experience some other form of energy loss to slow you down. Which is why it's very important to make sure you do not lose traction as much as you can. And of course, this is much more complicated than I say it is, simply because, how shall I put it? Most of the time, the interactions are non-trivial. It's not simply friction. You have soft soil bending for the tire studs to bite into them. You have twisting forces, you have rotary motion. It is an incredibly complicated ballet of physics that allows a tire to grip, in addition to the tire deforming as it moves, and deforming in ways that you may not predict. Also, air pressure within a tire will affect this too. So in essence, going back to my original point, it is an incredibly full body experience, and I think it definitely can provide for I suppose, very good neuromuscular development, and for relaxation. And I don't know, wingmates, if any of you have done that, but I suppose that is my little rant about biking in general. And this does not apply nearly, and the slipping and power skids do not nearly apply as much to road biking, which is almost more of an endurance event. You're in essence strapped to a lightweight frame, where you do nothing but attempt to make sure that you go fast. Do you also like regular biking? This is the biking that I am speaking of. I suppose road biking and mountain biking are considered separate, but the two can often overlap if you're doing mixed terrain biking. But yes, it is enjoyable. It is a good way to get your cardiovascular system moving, and of course, I'm going to need to make my missile tubes vector masked. So let's see here, mask. I'm going to do a transparency mask, full black. And we're going to fill this in right here. There we go. We've corrected our error. Perfect, perfect. And now we can close the Lineart layer again. Excellent. So our vertical stabo is colored. Yes. I find that both motorcycling and biking do go hand in hand because it is a similar balance skill. Although the fact that a bicycle will typically weigh a fraction of what a human weighs is definitely affects the way it handles. You cannot. It is much more difficult. You cannot steer a motorcycle. You must counter steer at high speed. Whereas with a bike, the sheer mass difference means that both leaning and I suppose the regular steering do actually allow you to fake it to some extent. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so now we're going to do the vest. We're going to do the base color for the vest. So the vest is a nice silvery gray, and it's shiny, and we have to note that. It's a very shiny gray vest. So we're going to grab just a random color from it, and we should note that it has a blue tint. We should also not forget the tie here. The tie will be a nice detail somewhere within the drawing. And wingmates, I do not think that I want to go too late, so unfortunately we will not be able to fully color everything. But we will get as far as we can, and we will resume later. I apologize that I am so into the details that I have overstayed my time. Ismidavsta, welcome to the convoy. Yes, we are continuing the Carve Bomber, although I do not know for how much longer. Let's see here. So, we're going to do the vest now. Now, the vest will be complicated, and I think I will do the vest... I'll do the vest as closely as I can to Carvebide's actual vest, with his head being exposed. So we're going to do color base, and we're going to do vest color layer. Let's see here, vest, color base. There we go. Okay, so let's go grab our brush again. And because this will actually matter, we're going to use a stabo. So let's go back to our brush. And we're going to use a full-blown stabilizer for this. Наверное, это не слишком хорошо, но мне совершенно не нравится человечек в костюме. Не люблю такой стиль персонажей. Уф. Для всех свои вкусы, Фрея. Это, конечно, я понимаю. Так что не проблема. Я знаю, что не все, которых я рисую, для всех зрителей. Так же, как я не для всех зрителей. Alright, let's see here. Dobsta, we actually have a watch together playing right now if you'd like to listen to some music along with the rest of the stream. Here we go. And I know that many wingmates are multi-streaming or perhaps having me on mute, which is more than acceptable. I still appreciate the support regardless. Ты для меня. Я очень рад, что я для вас приятен. Okay, so we have a sharp vest neck. So what I will do is I will start drawing some lines here, and they will tee together in the back. And I think we will actually leave a bit of space here on the side, like this. There we go. The stabilizer is helping a lot. Там моя кружка чая, как говорит сестрёна Acid. Спасибо большое. Я очень рад, что меня можно так назвать. Хорошая фраза, очень хорошая фраза. Я ее часто использую в английском. Okay. I'm thinking that is looking decent. And we will also need to make sure that that effect is replicated here. Okay, here we go. I don't know how that looks, but it will have to do. Oh, I see that we have a bit of an issue here, wingmates. Some of this is not correctly matched. So what we will instead do to correctly match it is we'll do a bit of a flub, and hopefully no one will notice. We will actually move this to be as close as possible. To the rear stabilizer, so that at least the lines are symmetrical. Okay, here we go. Nope, that was on erase mode. And stabilizer with erase mode is absolutely useless, unless it's a very specific situation. Alright, there we go. I'm thinking that is starting to look solid. Come on, come on. A Song Machine song. I wonder which one it is. Okay. Let's see, so the rear will be colored gray. That one will be white, I think. А еще я тебя в дис послала гиф, что у меня на подписках сейчас. Там должно быть вино интерактивное, и это еще тестовая версия, но мне нравится. Хотя утка получилась лучше. Давайте я сейчас посмотрю, пока шанс есть. Очень красиво. Очень красиво. Мне нравится. Плавно, плавно. Прекрасная работа, Фрей, прекрасная работа. У утки и у другого гифа разные, как бы, разные принципы, так что их сравнивать нелегко. Cocabungus, welcome to the convoy. Good to see you here. Yes, we have some Russian viewers in the chat tonight, so I'm, of course, being accommodating for that. Something has gone very astray here. I'm going to simplify this operation significantly, wingmates. Allow me 1 second, please. There we go. We're going to delete that. And we are going to erase that. Actually, we're also going to pull that away. And we're going back to the brush. Actually, we can erase most of this and run a stabo line here. I would much rather do that than run a curve line, since we are already using so much of... There we go. And let's see... There we go. That is what I like to see, but it is a little bit too high. There we go. Nope, not right. That should be nice. And there. Okay. That is a much neater line. I like it, I like it. Здравствуйте. Здравствуй, Коко Бунгас. Я не знаю, вино оказалось неожиданно трудно анимировать. Утка поживее, мне кажется. Ну, вино это, конечно, сложно. Я сам боялся бы это делать. Не та... Не та... I need the brush. Oh, and I'm still running Stabo. Ah! Blasted Stabo. It's too difficult to switch from Stabilizer here in Krita. That is my main gripe. At least because I haven't keybound it. Мне кажется... Вино тоже живое, но по-другому, по-другому. Well, we try our best to be cool, Coco Bungus. Okay. Let's see here. You know what? This is unnecessary. This is very unnecessary, I think. I'm going to delete this line. It does nothing. We're just going to do a full gray here. There we go. Ah, blast it. Tablet's gone on the fritz again. It's gone haywire. I only know a handful of Risky, and I can't even type it in Classic Risky. Oh, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. I actually have my own difficulties with typing. So don't feel bad that you're not the only one who is unable to do that as readily as they would like. Okay, this is starting to look a lot better. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the brush. So, utilizing our non-pressure sensitive brush, I'm going to actually start doing the line art here. Okay. Stabilizer is online, although we may switch to weighted because the point here isn't necessarily to be stabilized. Although it is making staying within the line a little bit easier. I think I'll stick to stabilizer. Yeah, that's actually fine to me. All right, there we go. Excellent. And we will need to not actually continue it onward because the cockpit will have a different color. The cockpit will be a different part of the craft. Okay, there we go. And a little bit more. It's a little bit hard to get some of the details with the stabilized brush. But overall, it's actually pretty good for doing the line art here. Well, Kokobungus, anyone who has a skill and they at least have tried to use it in some way, I think that should be commended. Это нормально, что мне теперь хочется иметь дизайн от тебя. Пожалуй, да. Я готов для многих дизайн делать. Единственная проблема это, что у меня как бы нехватка времени. Каждый дизайн занимает достаточно долго, и из-за этого я их очень могу редко делать. Oh no! Did we lose? Where did we... Did we lose the... We lost the... Oh no, we lost the vest. Okay, we'll try it again. Let's see here. So here's the back. Here's the vest. There we go. And here we have the vest again. All right. That disaster averted, wingmates. Disaster averted. That does not look as good as I wanted to. This is actually a really nice track being played right now. Well, I suppose calling everyone special would be a dilution of the meaning of special. But I will say that because you're putting in effort, it already is very impressive, I must say, Kokobungus. Могу я забронировать вакантное место на дизайн? Freya. Kokobungus, here's the watch together. Wingmates are actually playing music right now. And we're doing this to avoid most of the issues with muting and the like. Фрея, вот для вас линк. Аватар. Проект Аватар. Вот в первом твите можно просто добавить, что вы хотите. Типа, например, вот это самолет, но типично мы делаем роботов, батлмеков. И, собственно, как бы можно сказать, какой дизайн, тяжелый, легкий, какое оружие, и т.д. и т.п. Yeah, Watch Together is actually pretty handy, Cocobungus. Feel free to recommend it to others who might need it if they do not wish to actually host audio on their channel. And it allows you to play things that would normally get you muted very aggressively. Since you are not actually hosting it, you are simply sharing links in essence, which is not a problem. Let's see here. You'll be a Watch Together shill. I need to make a permanent Watch Together room, though. That is one thing I do lack. Okay. Now, do we want these lasers to be gray? And I think the answer is yes. We do want them to also be gray. All right, there we go. Okay. Cleaning that up a little bit. Need to clean this up. Okay, since we're doing a fill, we actually need to make sure that we also get this line right here. Even the stabilizer couldn't help my shaky hand there within my simulation. Oh goodness. There we go. Perfection, perfection. I really like this track, actually. This is the sort of electronica that I really enjoy listening to. Simple, older-style beats. While I do enjoy things like dubstep and I suppose trap beats, and also synthwave, darkwave, and the like, I do enjoy a classic beat like this. Sounds like a nice F-Zero track. Let me actually see what it is. That would actually be good. It's a Ridge Racer track. Very, very interesting. I suppose they definitely know how to make racing game soundtracks. Oh, and Cocobungus, if you would like to add some of your own music, please feel free to do so. I really should add a tutorial on how to do Watch Together editions. But basically, you can paste it into the chat, and once the link is there, you can hit the little plus button. The chat is in the lower right, the little speech bubble icon with the little tab dangling, and you click it to expand it, and then you can punch in the URL of the video that you would like to share, and then hit the little plus button that pops up, and that is how it works if you would like to share. Attenborough. Oh hey, someone put Alan Parsons in. I need to listen to more of that album. The Alan Parsons Project. Unfortunately, I don't think I've listened to much Alan Parsons. The only way I know it is from a pop cultural reference in Austin Powers, where there was a reference to the Alan Parsons Project, or something like that. I didn't quite understand it when I first witnessed it, as I did not have that particular context. And Attenborough, welcome to the convoy. Good to see you here. Why did we have a pause? Is the video not working? I'm going to jiggle it a little bit here. Oh my. This is a... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw in some Wipeout OST, because the Wipeout OST is excellent. Wipeout OST. Wipeout 1. Let's see. Wipeout 1. Cardiodrome. At the very least, that track is fantastic. And allow me to add that. 1 second, please, wingmates. And there we go. Perfect. Wipeout OST is pretty based, Carevbide. I'm glad you agree. All right. So yes, Attenborough, we've been working on finishing the line art and coloring the Carevbide Aerospace Fighter. Oh my, this is an excellent track, I must say. Okay, let's go with the brush again. And we aren't going to get any new Wipeout games anytime soon. There may be spiritual successors made by fans or something like that, but definitely the era of grav racers is over. At the very least, in this in my particular understanding of the current Terran situation. Oh my goodness, what happened here? That is unacceptable. Oh. Once again, I must cycle the power to this particular tablet device. Dismal, 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 dismal. Oh. And it's jammed up on me. Wonderful. Alright, there we go. Let's delete that and go back to what we were doing. I'm glad you think it's snazzy. I'm glad you think it's snazzy, Attenborough. Hopefully the gray will add to its snazziness once we get it dialed in. There we go. TK, thank you for being with the convoy. I hope that you rest well. As always, your presence is appreciated. Игнорщик. О, извиняюсь, я пропустил. Совсем пропустил. Let's see here. Если я не хочу комментировать дизайн и прям полностью полагаюсь на твою фантазию, претензий никаких никому не имела. Творчество оно разное. Конечно, конечно, конечно. Если никакой комментарий не надо, просто скажите, что никакой дизайновый комментарий не надо. Фрея, ваши опции для дизайна это самолет вот такого сорта примерно, вертолет, еще вдобавок у нас есть танк, есть и танк в разных формах. Танки с колесами, бронетранспортеры, хавер-танки, куча разных дизайнов есть. И, конечно, роботы обычные, Mechs. One last thing before heading out. Death to the clanner scum. Good point, TK, good point. I agree with that. Hey, well, you see, Attenborough, society is not necessarily clan in some sense. It's clan in its origins, but it goes against the entire spirit of the clans and considers them pretty silly. Так, я пропустила слова и сначала опции. Танки? Да. Можно танк, вертолет, самолет, робот. Можно танк, боевую технику с колесами. Можно боевую технику на воздушной подушке. И можно еще экраноплан тоже иметь. Или персональную броню типа Power Armor. Oh, you're Fed Sons, TK. You Fed rat, you. No, I fully understand that. I will see you on the field of battle, although I am not a clan player. The only reason I play Society is because I do not like the clans in Battletech. So I will play the antagonist. If anything, for Inner Sphere, I'm a RimWorld's Republic player. I'm a dirty Amaris fan. Oh, whoops, we had an issue here. Oh, this is another excellent track being played right now. Noma Brainpower, this is excellent. It's been a while since I've heard it. Я еще тебя хочу. В каком смысле? Чтобы я рисовал? Я не совсем... Я буду художником, так что вы меня получите в этом смысле. Так. А вот сам думай. Мои мышления, они лимитированы. Я инженер, и в каком-то смысле я, может быть, еще художник, но в другом я... Недосказанность. Мое все. Да. Не, намеки я понимаю. Я, конечно, всегда очень такое, как сказать, Надо слова подобрать. И двусмысленность тоже. Да, у вас хорошо с двусмысленностью. Okay, basic stabilizer. Let's clean that up. There we go. This song is great. Ну, в любом случае, я хоть нарисую. Если танк, то танк. Если робот, то робот. Если самолет, то самолет. В теории линкор даже можно нарисовать, но по правилам очень сложно это впихнуть. Так, это что за... Okay, there we go. Carevbide, your vest, it's here. You finally have your vest and your pants. Wonderful, wonderful. У меня опыт в флирте 4,5 миллиарда лет. Конечно, получается хорошо. Слишком хорошо, слишком хорошо. А мой опыт, он лимитированный. Или, скорее всего, можно сказать, я не очень часто это делаю. I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that you like it, Carevbide. You are decent indeed. Boy, got a vest. Yes, you do. And we will add the lines to highlight the trim on your vest later. But for now, we're just doing block colors. Okay, so we have your block colors, and honestly, we actually have the majority of the block colors we need. Now it's on to the detailing, and I think the pinstripe will be what we will do next. So let's go back to our brush, and we may want to do your pinstripe in a vector layer, since it will be a lot more level. Vector pinstripe or hand-drawn pinstripe? We're gonna hand draw the pinstripes for now. So let me do pinstripes. Oh, tak. We need to pick the color. That is roughly the blue that I want. That is roughly the blue, but actually we'll have to do something a little different. How do you get your perspective to look so good on the plane? Cocobungus, let me show you what we've been doing. Let's see here, where is the sketch? The sketch is not the top layer. Let me hide the line art and the color. Actually, let me make the color... okay, so here's what I will do. I will put all of this into Carevbide layer. Carevbide. Well, I've screwed up that spelling, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh no. Okay, let's put all of that into a group. Why is the group not... There's the group. Carevbide. 1 second, please, Cocobungus. Oh, this looks dismal. Do I have to remove the alpha? The base color is too dark. But basically, I used a bunch of lines to construct the geometry. And then I also used vector art. Unsung Hero, welcome to the convoy. Мне так нравится, как вы смущаетесь. Я не могу, это фантастически является искусством. Слишком прекрасно. Я достаточно такой смущенный человек в многих вещах таких, так что это, конечно, приятно, но мои реакции, они всегда будут вроде этого. But as you can see, we basically drew lines, then we drew horizontal lines, and what we did for the wings was we drew what they would look like from top down, and then we would use our perspective skew tool to basically jam the shape into submission here. And it would be much easier to demonstrate visually, but I think that would take a little bit too long. But the long and short of it, Cocobungus, is that we drafted. This was less of a drawing in some sense and more of a drafting operation, where we used a lot of right angles and construction geometry and perspective tooling in order to make this happen. But yeah, that's pretty much the only way I was able to do any of this. Let's see here. Let me remove the sketch. I'm glad you're liking the way it's looking. I am starting to like it too. Ooh, what's this? What's this? Is this... The Alan Parsons Project, iRobot. Okay, so I will now be listening to Alan Parsons Project. Excellent. Alright, let's see. Как насчет стать постоянной целью моего невинного флирта? Ты выдержишь это испытание? Что я вам скажу, Фрея? Когда до меня флирт доходит до той точки, что я его как бы не совсем перевариваю, и даже не в неприятном смысле, а просто в смысле того, что как бы я слишком, ну, как бы растормошен или прочее. У меня достаточно сильная способность, как сказать, все игнорировать после какого-то времени. И я так что вам предупреждаю, что это иногда очень оскорбительно для многих людей, потому что я просто как бы становлюсь очень холодным. А так, ну, если вы хотите, то... Если ты хочешь, попробуй. Окей. О, это я прекрасно понимаю. Всего должно быть в меру и ко времени. Очень хорошо знать, что вы понимаете эти малые правила. Okay, so now we're going to think about the pinstripe swing mates. So I think I will lose my mind if I attempt to do as many pinstripes as Carevbide has. Carevbide, you have way too many pinstripes. I respect your choice, but it's a little much for me to do. So I'm going to do a vector layer for now, actually. A vector layer, pinstripe vector. There we go. Pinstripe vector. There we go. Why is Russian speaking spacer so soothing? Koopa! Koopa, I believe that you should probably get some good rest. If I recall, in your pond, you tend to be quiescent at an earlier time. But welcome to the convoy, anyways, Koopa. Welcome to the convoy. It is always a pleasure to have you here. Let's see here. Or was your sleep interrupted? Alas, that does happen to me too. My hibernations are frequently do encounter interruptions. All right, let's see if we can do our lovely little vector line here. Our vector line to the leading wing edge. Disgusting look. Velik, welcome to the convoy. Welcome to the convoy. It is always good to see friendly faces here. Okay, wingmates, we will now have to do more construction lines. So, I will do this. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Shift, delete. Поверь мне, я обидела не меньше людей тем, что теряла к ним интерес в этом плане. Разрыв шаблона случался. Люди, они странные и неодознанные существа, действуют иногда нелогично. Это, конечно, Фрея. Я тоже нелогичное существо, потому что я человек. Я стараюсь быть, конечно, стабильным, но для меня большинство вещей это... Ну, перенесу. Но я понимаю, что если кто-то... вы с кем-то вот так вот занимались и прекратили, и они это уже начали ожидать, то это, конечно, будут достаточно серьезные проблемы в отношениях. Так. Okay, we need to do a construction layer, wingmates. We need to do a construction layer. Because these pinstripes are going to be the end of me. Very much so. Now, I think there is a way of doing equal spacing on non-linear lines. But I may have to turn on a grid. Alright, grids and guides. Show the grid. Oh, that is too tight. That is very tight. How many pixels apart do I want this? How many pixels apart do I want this? Let's see. Ah, yes, natural hibernation interruptions. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Koopa, and I hope that you enter the realm of sleep soon. I suppose that many wish for me to speak a little bit more and in a different tone, so I suppose I could do that. Let's see here. I think I will do art for approximately 15 minutes more, wingmates. And then perhaps if anyone has literature that they would like me to read, i.e., a back of a shampoo bottle, I will most gladly read that, and maybe help wingmates relax a little bit. I am not the best enunciator in the Russian tongue, but I do try what I can. Okay, so let's see here. Now that we have our guides, we may actually change the spacing to be 50 pixels. And subdivisions, no, we'll do one subdivision in 100 pixels. So we will roughly attempt to... No, you see, the issue is we have a non-linear grid. So this is cute and all, but we need guides that are along the line. Таки, я всегда обозначаю, что флирт для меня лишь развлечение, некоторое избавление от скуки, совершенно без ожиданий и обмерений. А, понятно, понятно. Мне кажется, для многих это особенное развлечение. И конечно, что для меня кажется самое такое неприятное, это что для женщин и для мужчин флирт это разная вещь. И воспринимание в мозгах тоже разное. И из-за этого иногда вот эти вот как раз недоразумения происходят. Так что надо быть очень осторожным с этим. Видишь? Твои зрители хотят больше русского тебя. Go collab. Ну, похоже, придется. Надо будет мне поговорить в чате, конечно, побольше, чтобы акцент как-то отработать. А то я не так часто говорю по-русски, и из-за этого проблемы происходят. Ну, с тобой и с Мивой, конечно, я думаю, это возможно произвести. Okay, we'll need that vector layer now, wingmates. We're going to move it out here, and we're going to call this pinstripe. There we go. Pinstripe guide. We're going to do it in red. Ну-ка, расскажи мне о воспринимании флирта мужчинами. Что я скажу от моего опыта с многими мужчинами, особенно те, у которых не было особенного успеха с женщинами в жизни. Для них часто это удар серьезный. И как бы сразу кажется, ой, я кому-то нравлюсь? О, вот это да! Наконец-то моя судьба поменялась. Твое произношение хорошее, поверь мне. Я с японцами общаюсь. Понятно. Ну чё, они тоже стараются, что можно сказать. Как бы... Я не совсем могу все эти расследования вытянуть сейчас и бросить в чат, но в многих психологических расследованиях есть показатели, что мужчины и женщины, они очень по-своему воспринимают многие вот такие вот вещи. Что для женщины нормально, для мужчины, может быть, это что-то очень, очень даже необычное. Да. Моя оценка к коллабу готов. А, спасибо. Я рад, что такая оценка. Конечно, практика и какие-то слова мне надо отработать, более технические и специфичные к русскому стримингу. Но, конечно, я думаю, это не так уж и сложно. Отработаю. Куда я денусь? Ну, насчет флирта. Собственно, из-за вот этого, мне кажется, всегда надо очень агрессивно отмечать, что происходит специфично. И как бы, ну, стараться, ну, не толкать это до той точки, где лопается. И мне кажется, вы это прекрасно понимаете. Извиняюсь, что я постоянно на «вы» перехожу, но я как бы говорю сейчас достаточно формально. И, ну, в общем, надо быть аккуратно. Ну, так, прекрасно, продолжаем. Wingmates, I apologize for the shift to this particular tongue. Please let me know if it is causing you any issues. But right now my commentary wouldn't be all that exhilarating either way. The name of the Wipeout track was shortened on my end, so I thought someone put in the whole Wipeout OST. Oh, that would be quite the concern, Attenborough. So right now, Wingmates, I am preparing a guide for the pinstripes. So Carevbide, I will say this: your design is so geometrically fascinating, and it is causing me to develop skills that I had thought lost, or redevelop skills that I had thought lost. Especially this particular work with essentially having to create work guides in almost every single step I take. Происходит развлечение. Это бывает и весело, если инициатор знает, когда надо остановиться. Да. Конечно, нюанс в этом. No issues on my end. Speak whoever works for you. I'm glad. I'm naturally hard to read. Just a touch, Carevbide. We're gonna have slightly sparser pinstripes here, I think, is the matter. Okay, so I have my pinstripes here. I'm just going to grab the entire... this guide is drifting already. So I'm going to grab my guide here. There we go. Oh no, did I... What vector... No, I grabbed the wrong vector component. Let's undo that. Oh goodness. Oh dearie me. That would have... Oh no, no. Control-Shift-Z, Control-Shift-Z. Going back. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to have to be very careful about grabbing these. Actually, we'll just grab two. We'll just grab two and do it our own way. There we go. Man, I love these Wipeout tracks. Have you dropped your spaghetti, my dude? This is looking real neat. WTF. I have not dropped my spaghetti much, I think. Not this time around. Если ты захочешь, можешь прийти после стрима в комнату. Но вообще, я считаю, что ты очень хорошо владеешь русским. Спасибо большое. Я за это, конечно, благодарен. Я думаю, я буду достаточно вымотан. Я и так уже в состоянии усталости. Так что вероятность есть, что я захочу дать своему голосу отдохнуть малость, если это не проблема. Но я думаю, в другой день это неплохая идея, мысль. Особенно если уже думать насчет коллаби. Насчет время коллаба, я не знаю, когда это возможно будет. Я малость, ну, не занят, я вымотан. Так что неплохо было бы подумать хорошенько о всех вот этих деталях. Так. И вообще, в любое время буду рада тебя видеть. Но не стесняйся, даже если там есть другие люди. Понятно, хорошо, спасибо. Я тогда это буду воспринимать так. Если вы будете посылать мне месседж в тексте, я думаю, мой ответ часто, может быть, будет в форме ответа в дискуссии голосом. Что мне просто так проще, а не с клавиатурой бороться. Okay, we now have one pinstripe guide. I think that will at least let us see if the pinstripe guide is worth anything. I apologize this is taking a little bit of time, but I suppose any sort of art like this does. So, let me move this pinstripe here, and this one here. Perfection. We'll copy paste, and we will move our vector. Oh, no, that was not supposed to be a spline. Unspline. Unspline it, you fiend. No, 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 no. No, no, no. There we go. Control copy, Control V. There we go. Moving our splines into position. Okay, that I think is decent. That I think is decent. Дорогой, ко мне на коллабы. Запись идет на 1,5 недели вперед. Успеем обсудить. Конечно, конечно. У меня тоже достаточно сейчас занято все, так что не проблема. Не проблема. Абсолютно. Наоборот, подготовка — это хорошее дело. Okay. So we are using our pinstripe guides in order to properly decorate Carevbide here. We will likely have to change the color, though, on all of these. There we go. And continuing onward, we may change the thickness also. And we will do the wings, but the wings will require serious spline work. Okay. Ooh. Okay, well, let me finish this pinstriping, and then I think we will wrap up the art portion of the stream, as I am starting to hit my limitations. Oh! This is a problem here. I see. I see. Okay, so we're gonna have to do something a little funny here. We're just going to have to make lines and hope for the best that we can get a decent pinstriping. And there we go. We are going to have to spline this a lot. Okay. All right. Well, I think that might be a little bit too dense, almost. So, chat, are you happy with the amount of Russian spacer? I'm glad that you have the eternal gratitude. All right, wingmates. Well, I think I've proven that the pinstriping does work, and I think I'm hitting my limits. And I think since people are enjoying some of the Russian reading, or Russian statements, let me read you a passage from something Russian, actually. Фрея, дорогая, вы можете, если вы знаете, есть какой-нибудь текст приятный русский, который я мог бы прочитать? Я что-то сейчас не могу особенно найти в голове. Я не помню, что бы я прочитал бы просто так, чтобы люди могли послушать, раз им это уж так нравится. И, конечно, поможет с моим чтением тоже одновременно. Alright, let's save this. We're saving the Carevbide. It's not a Battletech, it's an Aerospace fighter. But I think we've made pretty good progress. We also learned how to utilize the stamp tool, which I think was a very important thing. And we are becoming much better at utilizing the vectors, or the vector layer. Ты это филологу говоришь? Ну, да. Вот как раз это кому и говорить. Конечно, есть. Чего бы ты хотел прочесть? Я думаю, там, где контент, ну, как бы безобидный достаточно. И, может быть, какую-нибудь классику литературы. Даже я почему-то вспомнил книги про Алису Селезневу, но я думаю, это уж маловато. Я думаю, что-нибудь вроде этого, или, может быть, даже Стругацких. Я, правда, линки на саму печать не знаю. Я давно уже не искал. И так что у меня записи нету. Full Russian stream when? Dippy, well, we might do that in a collaboration at some point with some other Russian-speaking streamers. But yes, wingmates, so here we are with our current progress of Carevbide. I think he's coming along splendidly, and I really would like to finish him. And I think I may do so on the next drawing stream. Hopefully. This wingmate took us way too long to do the hag barrel, which looks like this. All right, wingmates, why don't we move on to the chat screen, and I can prepare some reading material for those who wish to calm down a little bit. Here we go, wingmates. Ah, thank you, Ringo, thank you. Ah, yes. I have gone full hog on the details, Carevbide, so I will do my best to complete going full hog. Отправляю тебе ЛС. Спасибо, спасибо большое. Так. Дом стоит на окраине города. Интересно, интересно. And thank you, Alaric. Okay, wingmates, I'm going to stop listening to the watch together. I really thank you all for putting in those fantastic tracks. I'm just going to mute the watch together. So thank you so much for helping out with the watch together. It was excellent hearing your musical choices. I really enjoyed it, and I do really think that this particular craft will look like that. All right, wingmates. So I think that I will do some more reading in Russian, and hopefully it won't be a total disaster with my enunciation. Let's see here. Okay. So let me move some of my audio equipment around here and allow me. Этот отрывок очень красиво звучит. Кроме того, там есть интересные слова. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Freya. Thank you. Спасибо большое, спасибо. А я прочитаю этот отрывок. Фрея, из какого могу тебе помочь прочесть для тебя в Дискорде? Я думаю, я попробую и... Я думаю, мы сумеем это сделать. Я думаю, сумею. В крайнем случае, по слогам. Это мне уж не так стыдно. Alright, wingmates, if you allow me 1 second. We will raid after this, but it seems that many people enjoy the particular sound of the Russian tongue, so I will help viewers out with that. So, if you would like to stick around for a little bit longer, but if not, please feel free to raid whoever you're looking to do so with. Alright, let's see here. This is perhaps not the right thing, but... do we have it? Thank you, Kimono, thank you. Это дом, в котором автор Марием Петерсон, 2009 год. Переведена на множество языков. Oh, wonderful. Спасибо, спасибо. So, the title is translated, The House in Which, although a crude translation, after Maryam Petrosan, produced in 2009, and this has been translated into multiple languages, apparently. Okay. Let's see if this works. I'm going to turn off the background music, I think, for a brief moment. Actually, I'll keep it on. Komodo! Thank you for being with us for as long as you could. I hope that you rest well. Okay. Right, wingmates, the audio should be a little different. I think I may actually have reverb on. Let me disable that. No, reverb is off. I think that will be good. So this is a little bit more unfiltered, I think. Please let me know if it is not productive. Okay. Дом стоит на окраине города, в месте, называемом Расческой. Длинные многоэтажки здесь выстроены зубчатыми рядами с промежутками квадратно-бетонных дворов, предполагаемыми местами игры молодых расчесочников. Предполагаемыми местами игр молодых расчесовников. Зубья белы, многоглазы и похожи один на другой. Там, где они еще не выросли, обнесенные заборами пустыри. Okay, there we go. Там, где они еще не выросли, обнесенные заборами пустыри. Труха снесенных домов гнездилища крыс и бродячих собак. Гораздо более интересны молодым расчесонникам, чем их собственные дворы. И на интервалы между зубьями. Окей. На нейтральной территории между двумя мирами зубцов и пустырей стоит дом. Его называют серым. Он стар и по возрасту ближе к пустырям. One second, please. Захоронением его ровесников он одинок. Другие дома сторонятся его. И не похож на зубец, потому что не тянется вверх. В нем 3 этажа. Фасад смотрит на трассу. У него тоже есть двор. Длинный прямоугольник, обнесенный сеткой. Когда-то он был белым. Теперь он серый, спереди и желтый со внутренней, дворной стороны. Он щетинится антеннами и проводами, осыпается мелом и плачет трещинами. К нему жмутся гаражи и пристройки, мусорные баки и собачьи будки. Все это со двора. Фасад гол и мрачен, каким ему и полагается быть. Серый дом не любят. Никто не скажет об этом вслух, но жители расчесок предпочли бы не иметь его рядом. Они предпочли бы, чтобы его не было вообще. Okay, well, that's a little excerpt from House in Which. Фрея, как вы думаете, есть еще что-нибудь такое маленькое, что можно прочитать? Wingmates, I think I might do one more little snippet, since it seems like these are fairly enjoyable. I do apologize for some of the pacing issues. Russian text is not something I read all the time, so it does take a little bit of a moment. Спасибо. It does take a little bit of a moment to gather some of the enunciation, especially when you see a word that looks. I'll paste one for you, Wingmates. I'll paste one for you. Расчесонником. Not the easiest pronunciation. Сейчас, как насчет стихов? Стихи это прекрасно. Жил в Одессе черный кот. Он залез на пароход. С удовольствием в буфете съел с колбаской бутерброд. Уже забыл все остальное. Marina. Okay, let's take a look at this. We'll do some poetry briefly, Wingmates. And then we will raid. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, let's do a little bit of poetry. Very, very short poem, and then we will wrap up and proceed with our raids. Марина Цветаева. Имя твое — птица в руке. Стих. So the author is Marina Tsvetaeva, but that translates to either flower, like of flowers, or of colors. But I think more of flowers. So I suppose it would be like florist, maybe. Like Bob Florist would be the equivalent, perhaps. And then the title is Your Name is a Bird in the Hands. This is a poem. Имя твое, птица в руке. Имя твое, льдинка на языке. Одно единственное движение губ. Имя твое — 5 букв. Мячик, пойманный на лету. Серебряный
бубенец во рту. Камень, кинутый в тихий пруд. Всхлипнет так, как тебя зовут. В легком щелканье ночных копыт громкое имя твое гремит. И назовет его нам и висок, звонко шелкающий курок. Имя твое, ах, нельзя, имя твое, поцелуй в глаза. В нежную стужу недвижных век имя твое, поцелуй в снег. Ключевой, ледяной голубой глоток. С именем твоим сон глубок. Подбираю для тебя фрагменты, которые ты осилишь, но которые дадут практику произношения и которые слова в запас. Спасибо огромное, это прекрасно. Это как раз то, что мне надо. Я очень благодарен. Я думаю, вот такие сегменты мне надо делать просто в каждом стриме на окончании. Okay, wingmates. Well, since I said this would be the last one, it will be. But I think we'll probably do more of these segments in the future. I think they seem to allow for people to enjoy themselves. So let me switch to a less sensitive audio setting. There we go. We're back on our original filtering. All right, wingmates. So let's take a look at my IFF transponder beacon and see what we have for raids. Еще проза. Я думаю, это уже в следующий раз. Дым Хана Вишнева. Интересно. Прекрасно будет звучать. Of course. Thank you everyone for listening. And please thank Freya, for she is the one who provided me with this text on such short notice. So her expertise in this field is much appreciated. Alright, so let's see here. Today's potential raid targets are Leaflet, Maroony, Chemispice, Odette, and yes, Paperbag has also come online. Что я? Я слышала свое имя. Я говорил всем, что большое спасибо тебе за то, что ты предоставила мне вот этот текст. Так что спасибо большое. Paperbag, Silvervale. Carevbide. Oh, Carevbide. I mean, if I was a little bit more brash, let's raid some shrimps. Shrimps. Dippy, what do you mean by shrimps? So I see we have a couple of paperbacks. We have a Silvervale. Okay, so it looks like Paperbag is the potential target of our raid. Shrimps 247, best channel. Okay, I'm going to check this out. Wingmates. Second Silvervale. Oh, it's the shrimp tank. I see, Wingmates. It's the shrimp tank. So it's like the chickens and the ducks. Oh my goodness. Well, I am not one to say no to anyone, but let's see what Silvervale's doing, and yeah, no, I think my numbers are a little bit too low for it to be ethical for me to attempt to raid Silvervale. So I think we'll do that. You wouldn't raid Silvervale? No testicular fortitude. Ты устал, да? Да, я, к сожалению, уже устал. Я, скорее всего, буду скоро спать ложиться. Raid the chickens! As much as I appreciate the 24/7 channels, I think their 24/7 nature means that I think that they are sort of there's something you raid when you have nothing else, or when you truly want to raid them, but I prefer giving... Okay, yes, the Silvervale was a joke, but of course I am insane enough to listen to every suggestion a wingmate might have. Okay, so Odette, I suppose, let me go down the list. So Odette is doing Hotline Miami, and she is trying to finish the game. So many viewers are actually, I believe, supporting her right now. Paperbag is doing Bug Fables, which is a Paper Mario-esque role-playing game, and he is, I believe, on part 5 of this series right now. Hotline Miami is good indeed. Let's see, we have Kimmy Spice doing Resident Evil Village, Maruni is playing Final Fantasy IV, and Leaflet is playing Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. Dippy, I thank you, but Chad is interested in Tuhu. Amano Kohana is playing Unconnected Marketeers. Interesting, I have not seen that. Люблю тебя, дорогой. Спасибо большое, и спасибо за ваш разговор и за вашу помощь в этом стриме. Всегда приятно, когда вы в конвое. Send this to bag, I suppose. Okay, so we have quite a few bags. All right, let's do bag, everybody. Let's do paper bag. Let's see if paper bag is... Hopefully he's not ending. Yep, he's just starting. Perfect. All right, wingmates, we have made our decision. We are raiding paper bag. Here we go. Raid paper bag. So wingmates, I do not know what will happen Friday, but we may end up doing a lecture. We may not. Please bear with me. I'm still resolving legal issues with sending data about, I suppose, classified blueprints. And Saturday, I may be doing a collaboration with Alaric, with Zay, I believe, and with little S, if I recall correctly. And I apologize, Alaric, if I goofed that up. But my brain is nuts. Ah, Pig D20, welcome to the convoy, but we are about to begin a raid. Yes. Thank you, Alaric, for confirming that. Making a replica of wishful thinking in LEGO Creators. In theory, it could happen. It could. Although I haven't used LEGO Creators ever, I think, at this point. It's like nobody's expecting fully cognitive function from anybody. I appreciate that. Okay, there we go. And we are beginning a raid. Allow me to provide you with the raid message, wingmates. This will be great. Of course, I am glad to provide it. And thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate your presence. All right, here we go. Let's see. Any last notices that I would like to do? I think we'll be okay. Right, wingmates, I appreciate that you have been here, that you watched some art occur, and as always, keep your propellant tanks topped off. Make sure that your jump calculations are accurate, and as always, fly safe. Желаю хорошего полета всем в конвое. Right, everybody, let's begin. Rating in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's be nice, everyone.